Roll a short stream
Are
after that.
audible, just like Sully. Anyway, hi everybody.
Hmm.
Welcome in. Session 17 of Genesis. Take it away.
Really, session 17. That fuck. Okay.
Yeah, we have been playing Genesis for a long time, but we've also missed so many sessions that Pathfinder, or rather a Simple Walk, caught up to Genesis.
Yeah.
We are actually now 1 for 1. Okay. It's been 84 years.
It's been 84 years.
It's been a few weeks, so I'll happily recap. Last session, quite a bit happened, actually. Even though it was a few weeks ago, there were quite a few milestones that you guys as a group hit. The countdown timer, to my memory, is that you ended session yesterday. There is 1 day left prior to the execution. If my memory is serving me correct, I believe so. I will double back for that. But you all decided to split the party last time, where normally that's a bad thing. It ended up working out in your favor. While some of the party went to Tuare's Fractured Archive, the rest went out to the 8th district, I believe. No, sorry, the 9th district, because Dahlia was there, at least in spirit. While you all went to get some information from a contact that Jean had. Ex-boyfriend? Maybe. Friend? Maybe. Who knows? Eugene didn't want to say. But what you did get from there was a lead on some information of someone who could help you. At least garner some information about Grove. See if you could contact somebody. See if you could get some proof as to what's going on. And what you did gather was from the lovable and trustworthy Benku in the 10th district, who has done nothing wrong to anyone ever. Getting that information, you were literally handed a leaf and told to get to the Undercity and turn that in to get to basically a safe haven for Grove, someplace that that supporters could meet. Benku offered, if you did him a favor, that you would be able to he would be able to get you in contact with someone. But Marquis, having enough of doing favors for Benku, stormed off and said that he knew somebody. Whether if he wants to use that as an I know a guy or reach out to your already existing contacts, of which at this point you have several, I will leave that up to him. Most importantly, though, and I would say, of all things, probably the most important thing you guys have done during this entire investigation, you created a near perfect, I would even say more than perfect, if I'm being honest, actually, dampening field that Tuare, with the help of Cabal, using his mechanical precision, etched perfectly with not only the runes required, but an extra rune, making this thing incredibly powerful, using it and naming it Predwin. Now, that night later, Genevieve, in her interest, decided to check it out, and woke up and it was embedded in her chest. That's a problem. And so we're gonna have to figure out how to get that removed. But that is actually where we stopped. Genevieve woke up and screamed. I will bring it back to you all in the lab, wherever you may be, that early morning, waking up to a screeching woman in your ears. TOS safe. Yeah, there you go.
I immediately jump and arm myself with my blades. Just in case.
I appear in the room.
What the hell is going on with Predwin?
Cabal, who's mostly been like probably inspecting some of the machinery around the decrepit lab, suddenly goes on defense mode. His eyes turn red, and he pulls out his gun and draws one of his shimmering sonic blades out of one of his forearms, and immediately goes to investigate.
All truth goes up. It seems.
Yeah.
You know, we pull up
Yeah, as everybody immediately begins to flood the room, excluding I think Marquis and potentially Eugene. I'm not sure where they are. 'Cause I think Marquis slept outside, if I remember correctly.
Fucking the first night? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I think you slept in the van. And I don't recall Eugene. Where are you? Dead. Eugene is dead. Okay.
Rip.
Anyway.
Can I have their wallet?
Eugene's been assassinated.
Hold on.
Oh, there they are.
Ditto just spoke, unmuted, spoke a little bit, and then
Oh yeah, I heard
all right.
So that wallet's mine. Cool.
Well, while
I can tell that's them
Sekai.
suddenly busy.
that's okay. I'm assuming that means Ditto may suddenly have a busy thing, and that's okay. Eugene is still asleep, I suppose.
He slumbered.
Sleeping like the dead.
Damn.
So, Genevieve, with 90% of the party, excluding potentially two, with, storming into the room armed and looking around for the source of them, I suppose you probably have some explaining to do.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
what's
that's
the
right,
what's
of
the knee-jerk anxiety of first waking up with a fucking thing embedded in my chest and then suddenly being surrounded by a bunch of armed individuals wears off?
Not to mention that you, if I do recall correctly, you also had a vision, a vision last session.
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
Um,
Would I get some coffee?
Right, so the vision itself, if I remember correctly, was all from the perspective of what's her name again?
Rhea.
Rhea, from Rhea's perspective, the whole how the basically like the keynotes of her life and how the abscondment from Iris with Dr. Harmus Worf happened, right?
That was part of it. So to recap it, you seemed to, you did actually end up seeing you and Harmus absconding with Rhea and the other 9 kids in your vision. But then it quickly started to shift. You saw some other flashes, definitely of Rhea and her time away. But then it brought you into the sky. And
Right.
you distinctly remember overlooking the entire city of Iris and being surrounded in this broken glass, this purple glass. It was strange. And then you woke up.
Genevieve is just going to taking very shallow breaths, is going to just be clutching at her chest. Okay. I'm in a bunker. I'm surrounded by people. I'm fine.
Surrounded by people who are ready to eliminate any threat. What happened?
And then she will slowly take her hand away from her chest. So showing Pridwin half embedded.
You took Pridwin without my permission?
What's going on?
I
Did you
held it.
fall on the stone?
No. I had a dream last night, and I think I held it with me because I wanted to, I guess, hold Rhea for a bit. Because I was curious about it. I guess I must have fallen asleep inspecting it, and the next thing I know, I have this strange dream, and it's bound itself to me.
Curious.
I need to go up. I need to.
I wasn't aware the device could do that.
I didn't either. I need to get out of the bunker for a second.
May I inspect this before?
One. I really need to do something. She will shakily get to her feet and make her way to the ladder leading out of the bunker. before I'm even like out of the bolt hole, I'm looking directly into the sky in the hopes of seeing even a trace of what I thought or experienced was there last time, or was in the dream.
Doesn't look similar to you. There's nothing up there. It's actually a pretty... I mean, it's a bit of an overcast day. You can't really see the sky itself because you can feel with the chill in the air and everything going on that snow's coming soon. Very soon.
She's gonna shake her head and climb back down the ladder. Okay, okay, so we're no stranger to the idea of these soul stones, these containers binding themselves to a host. That's normal for knights. It's usually an entire part of the process, but this itself is weird. And it's attached itself to me, and I get this innate feeling that I can activate it, and it's, I guess, a little more than we thought originally that it could do. But also there was the dream I had, and I think Rhea must have been showing me some things, or maybe it was just like a personality bleed through, but I saw things from her perspective. But I also saw her, or perspective of somebody, standing in the sky, looking down at the city, surrounded by shattered purple glass. And I thought for a second that maybe if we looked up into the sky we could get a clue. Or maybe she was hiding up there the entire time or something. If I remember correctly, the dream also featured, was it green fire?
Yes. No, I'm so
So was
sorry.
it-
Not
was-
green fire. It was that's what it
It was
was.
purple fire.
It wasn't purple. It wasn't purple glass.
Purple
it was
fire.
purple fire and shattered glass.
Right. Yeah, so, alright, so, purple Okay, so one thing that we've had is something of a trend in the last few weeks is various kinds of colored fire and ignoring chemical properties. And coloring fire using minerals and chemicals. We've seen blue fire. We've seen green fire. Has anybody ever heard of anything manifesting purple flames?
Can I make a check?
Cabal,
You absolutely
Cabal,
could.
who has since stowed away. Cabal, who has since stowed away his pistol, just sort of still kind of brandishing its sonic blade, kind of holds it up to his chest a bit and looks down to it. And the closest thing I can process is my blades. That is it, and they are not flame. They are not flame projectors.
I mean, there's potential that this fire could be psionic in nature, if that is a connection we could draw, but it's only a maybe.
What check do you want me to throw?
I'm gonna let you decide that. You can either make it an Arcana check, or you could make it a history check to see if you recall anything like purple fire ever being explained.
I'll use history. An 8. Damn.
No, you don't. At
Well,
least
there
nothing comes up.
all my nat 20s literally went to Kirkman and left.
Is this a check that
Could-
anyone can make, or is it more specific?
This is very specific. If you have a rank, if you basically have to have proficiency in history to even attempt this.
Mhm.
Are you smart, kid, in history?
I'm not proficient in Arcana or History, although I do have
I'm
bonuses to them.
I'm proficient in Arcana.
in just Arcana, but not history.
Well, Arcana also works. Like I said, if you're proficient in Arcana or History, I will allow you to make the check.
Here's the
What's
thing,
it?
right?
What's this check for?
Trying to remember
Wait, I heard
if you know anything about purple fire.
So here's the thing. I think I am also proficient in both of those. And I'll just I can use I'm coming down the tail end of them explaining them that.
Yeah, you absolutely could.
Just in case I get something.
You could be coming down the ladder as you're hearing Genevieve.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah,
let's-
as you're hearing
Hey,
Genevieve.
and me and Marquipo's got the same result.
wait,
Good.
no, wait, it wasn't.
That's all right.
Baby.
Wait, Matt, it wasn't an 8. I was looking up at a previous roll. It was a 20. It was a
Oh,
unnatural.
okay.
It was a
Oh,
dirty 20.
Dirty
Yeah.
20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, what was the roll that you and Marquis got as well?
No,
15.
I got a
for-
15, and Marquis also got 15.
Okay. So I will start with the Arcana rolls first, and then I will follow up with the history rolls, or the history roll. At first, delving back into anything magical in origin, anything that could relate to something purple, it doesn't come up immediately aside from the obvious. The most obvious one is that manifested in its base form, magical Genesis life streams appear purple, which is why the Pillar Knights all have purple eyes, even if they didn't originally, which is why most of the Pillar Knights' auras, even in their base, or a knight in general, their wings generally at first manifest as simply purple energy, and from there they take on new qualities. But that's the first thing that comes to mind. As for fire, you could probably put 2 and 2 together, that it's almost similar to the fire that happened during the first attack and the second attack. Just maybe from a different source. Maybe while some are natural, these may be magical, you're not sure. Historically, though, Tuare, you think a little differently. You're not thinking with the magical aspect, you're thinking in time, if it's ever been reported, anything from your archives. And there was one, a very long time ago, that was reported. Just one. And albeit, it was from second-hand accounts at best, of the day when the Tower of Iris cracked. Did not shatter, but cracked. The day that was apparently the cataclysm, which was the downfall of the original home city of Foundation. On that day, they said that purple flames rained from the sky and mutated the people. Though it was only a rumor or a myth, it's the only time it's ever really been reported.
So abyssal flames.
In a sense, yeah.
It sounds like abyssal flames to me. The fire that originally appeared when.
The Abyss, you mean like that hole in reality where the tower used to be?
Yes, that one.
I mean, if that last vision was from the perspective of Rhea, that might make some sense. She was a thief.
And I don't think Irisian Knights, their power source is not too far off from what the Abyss is. But that's a different theory.
An alternative hypothesis. If I may pose an alternative hypothesis. The Knights of Iris have purple eyes, and thus derive their powers from natural genesis, which also appears purple in its rawest form. If we are to assume that your vision is a premonition of something to come, perhaps it may have something to do with our friend Alpsar, or perhaps some sort of attack using natural genesis.
That worries me because that would fit the playbook that we've been seeing so far, whether that's Grove or not. Seen a lot of attacks done using. Did you say natural or magical genesis expresses itself as?
Magical. The magical stream of it expressed itself as purple. The natural
Natural is
one is
green.
more green.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah,
one that
yeah,
eats.
yes.
At least that fire
Oh,
was
yes,
the one
yes,
that ate
yes.
away
That's
at
yes.
physical
That's what I meant to.
substance.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant to say.
So,
Yeah, that's what you meant to say. I understood.
So yeah, so if it's magical genesis, then in a way that would make sense. Rhea was a knight, like as we know, every knight is a battery of magical genesis. Doesn't explain the shattered glass though. Maybe that.
Well, either way,
That's
everything seems to involve a strong concentration of magical genesis, whether that be coming from the knights, someone who was a knight or was to become a knight, or from some other source. It's,
Well,
I don't know. It
my
just seems
worry,
powerful.
my worry here is, if this just connects back to the original tower and what happened there somehow, that we might be dealing with a bad actor from related to that incident. That's a bit of a far-flung possibility.
If we want to pursue the Grove lead more, we'd have to refer to probably Bjorn for someone like that. Wait, no, right? Hold on, I'm trying to remember. Why? Because I know we went to the fucking Kenku. The Kenku then was like, hey, it's weird. Grove's wild. You need like an inside man or something for that to get in contact with them. And I was like, fuck you. And I moved on. And then I know we were talking about people, and Bjork was someone that we could go and talk to. I can't remember if that's because he's an inside person or if it was a secondary lead, because it's been 3 goddamn weeks.
Sorry, I was muted. What was that question there, Yinpa? I was just to confirm.
I'm trying to remember. We went to Binku the Genku because we were trying to figure out stuff about Grove.
Yes.
He was like, I don't know, Grove's pretty wild. You need like an inside man to talk about that. I can help you with that. And I went, no, fuck you. And then me and you were talking about things over the week, and eventually we sort of settled that we could probably go to Bjork to handle some stuff.
Yes, that
I
would be the way
forget
to get down.
why specifically we'd go to Bjork.
So
It's been 3 weeks.
yeah, no, it's okay. I totally can catch you up. I remember. So the reason you'd go to Bjork is to get you away to the Undercity. Benku got you away in contact with Grove through the Neverrot leaf, which is
Right.
a leaf from a specific tree in Greshik that never ever rots.
Yeah.
It never withers. So that's your ticket in. You just had to find a way down to the Undercity because all the exits are currently locked off.
Yeah. So if we did want to pursue the Grove thing more, we'd probably need to talk to someone like Bjork, in order to get down to the Undercity to then give out the Neverrot leaf. If that's a thing that people are still interested in after hearing about the Abyss whole thing.
Yeah, we've come this far. We still need to at least confirm whether Grove is actually involved or not. That will.
Yeah, I think it's worth pursuing any leads we can get, investigating further.
Maybe we'll find out something more about this purple fire and this vision I got. Starting to.
Awesome. Great. I'll go in the car.
A lot of what we're dealing with seems to connect back to these Genesis crystals being cracked and shattered. And I'm starting to wonder whether the glass I saw in that is either the glass from some sort of mental connection to the glass from the laboratory being shattered, or if that's crystal that was shattered.
Shit.
It was weird. I only got so much of it.
There's a premonition of the crystal being shattered. The energy output would be astronomical.
Right. That might be it. Wait, that might be it.
Its
They might be
destructive
going after-
capability is
They might be going after the pillars.
That's
Potential.
a possibility.
If those break, then another rain of purple fire sounds about right. It could be a second foundation.
Shake the pillars of heaven.
It would spell destruction.
It would be a second foundation event.
Yes, literally this whole city would be gone within seconds. We're literally in the sky right now.
So then is the whole Alsar is imprisoned, is that just a distraction from a further
Well, no,
conspiracy?
I think we were
I
on the
think
right.
that's just weakening them.
I think I think the previous idea what we had before, where this is a strategy to weaken the security of Iris, is still on the right track. But it's possibly, if that's the case, it could be they're weakening in preparation for when they attack the pillars, whoever this is.
That would make sense.
With the Pillar Knights wrapped up,
The shattered
with
glass
less-
component.
Hmm? I was just saying, with the Pillar Knights scattered, disorganized, distrusted, and weaker than they've been since the Night program took off, it would be the ideal time to strike if you're hoping to sink the entire island.
The shattered glass component is interesting as well. It could be a mental echo of the laboratory where you discovered the item, or it could be indicative of a important location being destroyed, possibly the city, or possibly wherever Alstar is being kept. Or simply a metaphor for society itself.
Maybe.
Marquis, out of curiosity, you said you were going to be the one to call Bjorf, yeah?
No, probably not me, because I don't think Bjork is my heckin' boy. Granted, actually, the person that we did know Bjork by isn't here, so...
That's, well, yeah, you met Bjorf through technically he tracked you. He
the group
called you
contact.
on Alstar's phone.
Yeah. So yeah, might as well.
Yeah, we have his contact.
Oh, to be real, I have forgot who Bjork is.
He's a dog, man.
He's the dog.
He's the dog.
Oh, he's the dog. Oh, right,
thought-
he's the Metal
He's
Gear
the
dog.
dog with the fanny pack and the
But-
Tonto knife.
Right. I
I
forgot
thought-
about that. I'm gonna be
I
real,
thought-
man. It's been a while. I thought you
It
were talking
has
about the
been
guy
a
in
while.
the car.
I thought Bjorf was the drunkard we met on the underground.
No,
same here, man.
no.
No.
That was Caladan's contact. The
Yeah, I thought that was
the
Dwarf.
dwarven
on me.
hillbilly.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the Trailer Park
Yeah,
Messiah,
so-
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, the Trailer Park Messiah, with the mullet tied into the beard, tied into a braid combo.
Yeah, man. I'll fucking be in the car and I'll dial up Bjork.
Yeah, well, when you pull up your phone, you see that you've missed like 6 texts from Vera.
Bitch, I was asleep. No.
I was asleep. And the first ones are like, "Good morning, heart, 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 heart." And then she sends a gif of herself blowing a kiss. She's very popular. Then follows up with, hope you're sleeping well, open parenthesis, wake up, close parenthesis. Then the next two are, well, the next one is just more like foot stamping emojis, and then it follows up with 2 actual ones of, I know there's only 1 day left, I'll be there. And then the final message, which is simply, it's gonna be dangerous, but be safe, I love you.
Aw, hot dang.
Very touching.
Anyway, so I'm put her on unread.
It's very,
No,
very,
no.
very touching.
When
you mentioned the gift
I'll
thing,
message back just like a, hey, good morning.
Hey.
I love you too, and thank you. We're still trying to get some last things sorted and scheduled, and it's a mess.
No response yet, but the message did send.
Awesome.
When you
All right,
mentioned
everyone.
sending the GIF, I'm sorry, but my mind immediately went. You know the GIF hosting service that that Twitter and Discord uses. It's called Trello.
I don't know. What's
No,
Twitter?
It's
Oh.
I mean X.com. Anyway, but you know the GIF hosting service they use is Trello, and so my mind immediately went. In this world, it's called Trello.
Trello, they host the
Oh.
gift services for money. Oh, god damn it. It's actually just Jiffy, not Giphy.
Ah,
We
yes.
use Jiff here. No.
And the
Oh, I was gonna say, by the way, the social media site
the
can
peanut
be
butter is
Twitter
called
now.
GIF.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
the social media site is what, Ian?
The social media site's Twitter.
Yeah, we can actually use Twitter now because Twitter doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So there's Iristagram, and what was once Tweeter is now Twitter again.
Yeah, some like big shot millionaire ended up buying it out and changed
Yeah,
the
he
name.
changed its name to Z. Like, fucking. Anyways. Marquis, you go ahead and give Alsar's phone a call. To which you hear, like, a very ruffled, muffled, like
Wait,
digging
Alsar's
around.
phone or Bjorf's phone?
Bjork stole
Bjork
Alsar's
has
phone.
Alsar's phone.
Right, because you said Alsar. Oh, right, Alsar's
Yeah.
phone, which is not with Alsar. Okay.
Yeah, Alsar did not get to
Yeah,
keep control
Alsar
of
on
the-
execution was, hey,
No,
how's it
I
going?
know.
Yeah.
That's because he said Alsar's phone, so I was like, wait, why would we call Alsar?
Yeah, no, you're calling Bjork's phone, technically, but it's actually Alsar's phone. Either way, you hear rummaging and... Wait, please. And you hear, like, a plastic clattering on the ground. Then you hear it gets real close. And then, hello.
Are you drunk? No, hi, how's it going?
Hello.
He was playing with a frisbee.
What I do in my off time is of no concern to you, Mr. Trellio. Now, what do you have need of me for?
Yeah, sorry. Do you know how to guess the Undercity?
10 different ways. Why? Will it help you in your investigation?
This guy's a Slytherin.
Yeah, also, fucking, can you, like, drop the attitude by, like, 3 degrees?
Did he have a Russian
They all
accent
feel
last
like
time?
Anonymous and they're the exact
Yeah.
same. Oh,
Was he
a
dog?
If you just
He is a dog. Yeah.
Oh, Bjork is always kind of sounded like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
this is his normal voice.
Okay.
Do you know what I've been
Everyone's being
through?
perfectly normal.
I have
Yeah.
Joking.
Say
Being a
Potter.
dog?
Say it.
Leviosa.
I've been through so
Leviosa.
many things. I've been punished.
Anyways, yes, if you need a different way out of the city, I can help you, but I thought you were trying to save Elsa.
We are. It is, Grove Undercity, never rot leaf. It's a big thing.
Oh, you're trying to get in with the terrorists. I see, I see.
You know, never you put it like that.
Oh, well, don't worry. It wouldn't be the first time we've gotten mixed up with terrorists. I can help you.
Ken, when you put
Are
it
you
like that.
Yeah. Are you still living in that hole in the ground?
Are you still a pompous asshole?
How dare you? I haven't even had my morning mushrooms today.
You bitch, I will never forgive you.
Anyways,
Sorry, I
And-
tend to be very aggressive when people sound like a snob. It's a different
Man,
My
you.
boy.
It's just when he says that, Genevieve just kind of side eyes him and says, "Man, it must have been just an experience to see you during court."
yeah.
I fucking mute my phone real quick and I go, yeah, why do you think it was a fucking nightmare? Unmute.
Unmute. Anyways, yes. Okay. Yes, I suppose I can help you. I believe it's for the best, though you must double time it. I'm doing everything that I can over here, but you have one day. So,
Fucking
I will
hell,
see
was that
you.
the most snide backhanded remark? Fuck you, bitch!
Marquis, can you hand the phone over, please, before we
Okay.
No, I
entirely
didn't say
alienate
that in
ourselves from
character.
our
That's
one
my
contact?
Give me the phone. Give me the phone.
Before we entirely
Anyway.
alienate ourselves from our one helpful contact right now.
I'm not alienating anyone from me.
Anyways, yes, if you're still... Oh, yes, I see that disgusting van. Okay, I will meet you all there
Fuck it,
soon.
no, I'm shooting him.
Yeah, you see what my issue is? I take the phone back from Genevieve.
I will transform into a guided missile and destroy him.
Yes, just come outside. I will be there.
I have taken the tech drive
Alright,
out. I wild shape
bye.
into a ballistic missile.
I guess I'll see you there. I hang up.
I swear, I swear, when I was here originally, he was way
He was a
worse.
lot nicer, right? Was that just my own imagination?
No, he was about the same.
No,
He's about the same.
Apparently
What's really
he's
funny
apparently
is
he's
that if he said that in if he said that in any other voice, it wouldn't come off nearly as snide. That's just what he sounds like.
yeah.
Fuck, man.
Apparently Bjorf is intolerable before he's had his morning mushrooms.
Yeah, something with a train accident a while ago.
Anyways, alright, you meet us here in a bit, but like, you understand where I was coming from, right? It's just
Yes,
a knee-jerk
yes,
reaction, Genevieve.
I have often been told that my voice is
I
insufferable.
hung up.
But
We already hung
You
up.
fucking you.
no,
get out
I
of-
know that. You hear
I
his
know.
voice
I'm
coming
saying
from-
that in character.
No, I know. You hear that coming from the hole above you.
Hate
Oh,
you,
I think
son
he's a
of
good
bitch.
boy. Good doggo.
Woof,
He's
woof,
not a
woof,
good
woof.
dog.
He's a good doggo. All doggos are
fucking,
good doggos.
Doku just starts barking like a chihuahua up at the hole.
What the fuck?
Yeah, no, you do actually, I'm not joking, you do hear his voice.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't joking either. That's why I said when I heard his voice, I went, I hung up on you. You be quiet for a second.
And then he'll kind of like slowly slide, or rather, he just kind of like slowly floats down the ladder until he kind of lands and goes, "Hello, yes, I apologize. I had not had my morning mushrooms, and frankly, it makes me a little tired." Anyways.
So, before we get started on
Drug
this,
apple talking wild shaping dog.
before we get started
Sit-
on this, what have you managed to find out, Bjorf?
Well, and at this point he'll rummage around in his goodbye kitten fanny pack. And inevitably he pulls out a few things. He's just kind of like and just tossing some stuff. In particular, he finds a map, or rather he pulls out a old scrap piece of map, a old phone, and finishing off with a strange little locket. Well, while you were all busy chasing your leads, I was chasing mine through Alsa's old home. I gathered some information there, and it was very interesting, to say the least. In particular, it seems as though Alsa had, at least at some time, some information on the attacks that would be happening.
Oh, that's
Wait, hello?
Yes, we heard.
Hello.
Yeah, no, we thought that you were just continuing.
No, I was pausing for a moment. But it doesn't seem as though he got it out of, well, at least the trial of... I don't want to say trial phase, but I believe he was tracking their movements. Other than that, and this may be the most concerning, I believe I may have located who orchestrated the attack that night.
Oh.
Yes, looking at the footage that was played from the attack on that hotel that you all were at, at the base of the explosion,
You do.
I believe I recognize, at least to some degree, who was behind that shape-shifting affair.
Oh, who was it?
Well, an old friend of mine, and of Benku's, and I suppose you could say Ausar. It would be his ex-wife.
Edme?
Oh,
Really? That's.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Baby
Need to-
mama drama runs deep.
gasps in Spanish.
Dios mío.
Oh,
No.
Dios
Casa de
mío. Oh my god.
Doku, say the line.
La Casa de los Angeles.
I forgot the line. It's been a couple of weeks.
Casa de los Ángeles.
No. Me wife. You did it? I thought you were dead. No. I have come back with a vengeance.
Me-
You only thought I was dead because of that serial killer I hired.
Oh.
So,
What?
I never really got to meet Alisar's wife very much during the whole writing process. I know Rhea has a connection to Grove. Whatever the case of how it... I know that Alisar is a Pillar Knight. What's Esme's background?
Edme and... Well, Edme had a very strained relationship with Ausar towards the end of his daughter's life. They did everything they could for the girl, but her condition was worsening, and eventually she slipped into a coma. Ausar could not leave, and he believed that he could find an answer in the city to potentially at least find something to save her. But Edme did not want to wait, and so one night she took Rhea and herself and fled, and we never saw them. She believed that she would, well, admittedly, I've never told Ausar this, but I helped them escape.
Damn, bitch, that cold.
Lying dog.
Lying dog!
Was that about all dogs are good dogs?
They're still
I
good
did
dogs.
some- Yeah, they're still good
Also-
dogs, just a little misguided.
Also, would Cabal have been told about this attack like during like any of the downtime we had like in between the hospital and now?
I assume that they probably filled you in on
Yeah.
on most of the information,
Yeah.
Ah, okay. All right.
Edme believed that there was another option, that there was a safer path, but it was one that Alsa could not follow, due to his allegiances with the city, even if he wanted to. And so, with their options waning, and my promise to his family to keep them safe, I trusted their mother's intuition. So that night, I talked them and fled to the Undercity. And I never saw Edme again. But it wouldn't surprise me if she went to Greshik, or at least attempted to. If there's no one who can solve ancient magics better than the Greshiki, then, well, I've not met them yet. But if she's back, then perhaps I was wrong, and instead she found herself with Grove. Most importantly, Edme is a changeling, and a very impressive one at that.
Well, that explains the quote-unquote outside that we met at the party. That wasn't him. That was just thought I presume.
Would it make...
And that could also explain the tiefling girl that we saw that actually wasn't the tiefling girl, because it couldn't have been.
Yes, at the very beginning. And there was if she herself, if it was her acting independently or on behalf of Grove, that would explain the green fire. Okay. So it's quite possible that if we go down to the Undercity and we're looking to get in contact with Grove, we may run into Edme even without even noticing.
That is a possibility that now I would be willing to place a bet on. I had not heard from Edme in the past 10 years that she had been missing, but... Well, 5, actually. Dog years. I had not heard from her since she vanished that night, and... She was always fiery of spirit, but I would not believe her to align herself with a group unless there was a reason. But I believe it is a safe assumption.
Question becomes... Well, the question becomes, how do we deal with this, and what do we do about it? And why would she be maybe in retribution for what she perceived was done to her daughter?
That is also what I thought. I mean, currently it's the only motive that I can think of.
Taking down the entire city seems a bit like overkill. Most of the people who were involved in the project are dead now.
Yes, but if you remember, she was still targeting you. If not you in particular, Dr. Valentina. Well, look around. You were there the night that you told me that they slayed and cut down an old man in a hospital bed.
Yes. Precisely one of the old men that was responsible for the night project.
I don't know if you'll run into Edme, and, well, a part of me hopes that you do, so that even I could get some answers, but... And he'll kind of reach into his little hacky sack, and not hacky sack, his little sack, and pull out like a mushroom, and then just kind of put it in between his teeth, and go, but I'm also quite scared I might end up with some answers that I wish I hadn't.
I mean, this information explains a lot now, which is good, but I kind of am at a loss about what to do with this. I mean, do we... I don't want to... Or, I mean, I don't know if we should imprison her? I mean, as a knight myself, I feel like I should uphold the law, but at the same time, that feels morally wrong to do. So, I'm lost.
I'm going to be honest, she's putting the lives of many, many people in. She's a threat to quite a few people. Whether she's targeting people who were part of the project or not, she's caught a lot of people in the crossfire.
That's true, but at the same time, I feel like if I had a child, I would probably do the same thing that she did if I felt like my child was being, hurt.
Would
Because you
whatever it was.
understand where someone is coming from doesn't necessarily change the dangers they put on. Certainly,
That's true.
they lashed out because their child got hurt, and they were... Well, that doesn't necessarily give them the right to turn around and hurt people who weren't necessarily involved in that incident. There's a difference between lashing out and
burning an entire
hurting
district.
others.
Yeah, that's true.
There's
At the very least, we can all agree
proportion.
that what happened and what is happening to children is completely unacceptable.
You're absolutely correct. Why I helped Harmus get them out of there when I could. But that aside, questions of morality aside, guilt and responsibility, what do we do? So we could take this and take it at face value, and redirect what little time we have towards something else, or we could go down to the Undercity and try and confirm this, but potentially also be lowering ourselves into a pit of vipers. If Edme knows our faces, hide among the people, and we will most certainly be surrounded by Noel.
If we're going down there, it should be a small group of people that are easy enough to change how they look. I'd probably say just 3, maybe 4. And the others could start looking for other leads, but the issue is what those leads would even be.
And what if we do run into her? Or what if the people that are going there run into her? How would we be able to tell it's her if she's a changeling?
Just have to be safe.
It's also called. We could just come up with some questions right now, just in case that she tries to disguise herself as one of us. Just we come over.
We can just come up with a code phrase in general.
That's also works.
A call and response.
The code phrase is, all doggos are good.
No.
Yes.
No, you don't understand. The concept of that phrase is a common phrase that everyone on the IrisNet has and shares. And ergo, it would be a good phrase to determine if we're okay.
What about where the shooting star falls? I will find you.
That sounds very.
I feel like that's a
dramatic.
reference to something.
That sounds very. Have you been reading something lately?
Have you been reading Doku?
Maybe.
I'm proud of you.
Have you been reading those weird Greshiki comic books?
No.
How about if
Those
you ask the
grahuas.
question?
Doku, Genevieve just kind of puts a hand on Doku's hair, ruffles it, and says, "I'm proud of you. Keep reading."
Oh,
How
thank
about
you.
the question, where did I first meet you? And then we say, at the Grand Ball.
That's fair.
Okay.
I'm gonna write this down. Out of character, I'm gonna write this down because knowing me, I will forget this.
At the Grand Ball.
No, I mean,
And
we
no,
did
I've already
meet
forgotten it. So,
most of us, at the very least.
Now, if we had more time, I would want to look at ways of finding something that can disrupt shapeshifters. I know that moonlight tends to have that effect, but I don't think any of us have any magic or tech that can.
You're talking about high-level shit there, dog.
Preachwind has some disruption effects. Maybe it could affect shapeshifters, but I doubt it.
So, if the issue is that's what we're looking for, then we just split up into 2 teams. Half of us will go down there to start poking around, the other half will look for a way to disrupt a changeling.
Mhm. I have the ability as a knight to detect magic, but I am unsure if changelings use magic to change.
I am 90% certain that changing is a biological effect.
Yeah, it would make sense.
I know that moonbeams can do it, and I know that that's more of a purview typically of like nature magic.
I'm not even certain if that would affect a changeling necessarily.
When in doubt, I can always go back into my archive and read up on if there's anything there, but I don't know.
Maybe. I think, well, at least one of the things I want to do, because I most certainly am probably not going to go down there. My face is too recognizable,
Also, quick
disguise
side
is on
note.
camera.
Do we have a way into sneaking into the execution?
That's what I was going to say. One of the things I wanted to look into is looking into Alsar's captivity and potentially securing a route into the execution.
You could head into the main, the center city. Of all the districts that are there, the center city is generally just government buildings and really like high-end living situations, but it's mostly like the hub of the government. It's where the nobility court meets and all that.
We're going to want a secure route in because when the execution is underway, it's probably going to be heavily guarded and there's going to be probably every pillar knight in the city present.
Yes, I wouldn't doubt that. And Bjorf will kind of nod and go, I can at least help you get into the 10th district, but I have no idea how you intend to get into the spire.
Well, we have a method of...
I have a question.
Sneak.
Yes.
So here's a question for you, Frey.
Yes.
The spires, I assume, have a lock on them, right?
The spires meaning the pillar night where the pillars are located, or the spire being the central tower of Iris?
The spire being where the execution is going to be taking place.
Yeah, so just for your knowledge, because you yourself participated, at least in some degree, with royal court, or rather
Yeah, that is what I'm
the
asking.
nobility court. Yeah, you would be able to gather that while there is no quote unquote lock on anything, um, there is a lot of security. Nobody's necessarily messed with the tower since it was brought. There have been no upgrades done, and almost nobody is allowed inside. There are multiple checkpoints to get in, but overall, there's no locked mechanism. You would just have to go in through one of the entrances.
Okay, that's part of the reason why I was asking, because if there was something like a biological scanner or something, it makes me really curious what would happen if I had gone through there and been like, don't worry guys, I got this. Dead sun coming through.
Now here's the thing: you could, because the checkpoints are primarily there are magical checkpoints. You would need identification and reason for being there. And I mean, by all accounts, if you really wanted to, the nobility and everyone are going to be there watching the execution unfold. At
And
least
I will
through an
have a
outside
girlfriend to help defend me against my laser beam of a sister.
That is true, yes. So in theory, you could get in, and Bjorf has an idea, that to get you into the central city once it's been locked down. But you remember from even getting off the highway, the first checkpoint is at the any of the entrances that's there. They just check to ask your reason for being there. It's nothing more standard than just like why are you here? I want to sightsee. Cool, behave. Like the second checkpoint that's closer to the more important government buildings requires authorization, and the final checkpoint of one of the four entrances of the spire itself is an underground area that you have to be magically scanned and identified and then accepted in.
So while you all are all talking about different ways and doing all of that, I'm just sort of sitting in a corner playing with my deck of cards, and I go, we could make a scene. Or at least I could.
That would help. A
If
distraction.
the
would
issue is
really
actually
secure
getting
it.
in. And I think that'll probably be the safest way for me to actually do anything. I wouldn't necessarily have to worry too much about my sister going crazy, since Vera would be there. And it would make a big enough scene that I'm certain people would be able to slip away and do some stuff.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, you
That
do
would-
have Predwin, and I will say that Predwin is an outlier because it's a dampening field. You probably could use that. At least you think. You'd have to practice and test it out more, but it may get through some magical scrying.
And honestly, it would probably be good. No one else would be able to really notice that I was there. There'd be a small uproar and everything like that. You won't be able to sneak away, especially with Predwin. So no one would be able to be like, wait, you're supposed to be with other people and then scry on you, and
So
probably be the best opportunity.
we get in, mix ourselves in with the crowd. Most of us mask with Ridwin. We stir up a fuss, and then we sneak into the tower, and then it's up to us to worry about getting through the other layers of security. Hopefully,
We would get to the tower, we would get to the group, and once we made our way towards the second security checkpoint, because that's where authorization would actually be needed for everything, I would go forward and you would sneak past.
Okay. Good work. Hopefully Pridwin will help us dodge most of the security measures they doubtlessly have in place.
So I can give you a rough rundown of those.
That would... Actually, no, that... We need that. I've never been in there. The clearance, too. Yes.
Actually, would I have ever been in there, even if just for like a explanation, like as a new recruit?
Honestly, yeah. People who were in the night program when they were undergoing the training after they were properly knighted, they did get a tour at least of the first and second layers. Knights have access to the second layer of defense, which is the government buildings and whatnot. Granted, they still need a reason to be there, but you were able to also see the first and second, but you were not allowed in the underground area.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely not with the same amount of clearance the Trelio had.
Yeah.
But yeah, take it away. Home, just explain. Feel free. Share your info.
Yeah. It's fairly simple. The first security checkpoint, reason enough for us to go in there, simple as sightseeing or anything like that, should be good enough for us to get past into the actual area. After that, we'll have to park, go to the location. There'll be a second area that requires authorization. And then the third checkpoint is really where I think Predwin would be working the most, because that's where you need magical authorization and checkings and things like that. There's a few security guards, things like that, and for the most part, I would go with security, and I assume Hacken. Oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Hold on. Primrose.
Yes.
And then like it's I think like with me Primrose just like in general to talk about like security guards and things like that. And
Yeah, I'll just Primrose will just give an explanation of the first and second layers that she does know, and also in addition provide information regarding like protocols for security and what we're trained in doing and how we usually respond and the type of like tactics that they use there with that stuff.
Yeah. Granted, when I was in there, I wasn't exactly looking for fire escapes and things like that for easy access of climbing and sneaking, so I can't exactly help you too much with the structure of that.
Yes. Well, however you intend to get in is entirely up to you. As I said, if they lock down the district and the rest of you need to get in, well, I can certainly help with that. But after I get you into the first layer, you are on your own, my friends.
That's fine. We can do
Yes,
this.
yes, I can.
But first, of course, more information is required.
Indeed.
Indeed.
So how are you guys going to split this? Are you going to have half of you guys go check out the center city today? Because it is not, I will tell you right now, it's not locked down, but it's absolutely got a heightened guard presence, just simply out of the fact that there's an execution tomorrow. And then the rest of you are going to go down and try and locate a grove sanctuary, basically.
From the sounds of it,
Okay, how are we splitting?
Well,
I believe I'm going down to the Grove area. I'm one of the best disguisers in our party. Surprise, surprise.
I think of the people in our group, the ones that are at the very least likely to stick out, Marquis, you can take the head on that since you seem inclined to do so. Ware, Jean, and I want to say Doku, but you're Tic Tac famous, so I'm not sure how that might blow back on.
Yeah, I
You're
was
Tic Tac famous.
Doku can go with you because, like I said, the party should be a small group, and I honestly even debate if 4 is too big of a size.
Wow.
Thank you for the prime sub, San.
Hey yo!
June, your brother, went ahead and prime sub to us.
Oh,
Hooray!
hey! Let's fucking go, bro!
I think he did it specifically because the ads came on.
Oh,
Makes sense.
I get that. I understand.
No, I absolutely get it. Oh wait,
When you said
absolutely
Sam-
use that free subscription.
Yeah, hell yeah.
When you said Sam might,
Yeah, no, I know, instant
I
confusion.
quit. Yeah, I
Whenever
quit
you
on my
said
home.
thanks for the Prime
Yeah.
sub, a tiny part of me panicked that you were about to say my father's username.
Yeah, your
That would have
dad
been
is
good.
Man, I came back and I was really a fan of that. I was really a fan of that spider comment yesterday.
Oh, hello, son. I came here to watch
I'm
your
fucking
stream.
paranoid, man.
I was looking at that spy dussy, and I gotta say, you got good taste, son.
Yes.
Le-
Oh
Anyway.
He doesn't call me son, I want you.
Oh, yeah, kiddo.
So
Anyway.
Marquis, Tuare, and Eugene will so just to get a general head count, if everybody's okay with that. Marquis, Tuare, and Eugene, because Tuare has potential. Well, Tuare knows Edme, so that's honestly good if you can go down there. And by all accounts, being led by Bjorf, the group would be Bjorf, Marquis, Tuare, and Eugene, and then the central city would be Primrose, Doku, Cabal, and Genevieve. Am I correct?
And Amalgam.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks like they did it with thumbed
Yeah,
up.
and of course the amalgam. I was gonna actually ask, where did the amalgamation want to go with? Because
Well,
Amalgam is a decent
amalgamation has.
shapeshifter.
I shape my body physically. Yes, I sure do. I can.
It doesn't mean
You
they
are.
necessarily want to.
Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
amalgamation is the goop mommy. So-
the goop
It's,
mommy.
I,
What?
Again, I think the amalgamation,
I'm
the
using my
amalgamation should
power
probably
to
stick with you guys.
I'm using my power to remove June from the thing. What's it?
From the campaign.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm using all my no guys to
Primrose
remove
just
a
gets
guy.
laser beamed out of a campaign.
The gods are real.
The gods
came back.
are real. Okay, so we'll also have Valen
starred.
join with the Central City group.
Oh boy.
That actually, so that works with me.
Hey, by the way, quick question: when are we going on a break? Because I just got some tea and I'm like vibrating because I want to brew some.
No, that is totally.
I was actually gonna
okay.
say I need to step away for a second. I think that's a perfect opportunity.
I was gonna actually say the same thing. I was like, it's almost top of the hour. We'll take a little break, and then we'll begin the new operation, the final operation, when we all return.
Well,
Yeah.
the penultimate operation. The final operation is Operation
Is
Escape from the
saving
City.
Altar. Oh, I'm so excited.
How
All right,
we
I have.
will escape from
We're all gonna
That's exactly the
die.
reference I was making.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Doku snowboarding down a busy Irisian street, hitting traffic.
Yes. Just
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
Sonic. It's a Sonic reference.
But I'm not Sonic. I'm
we shall.
I mean, you are blue, and you do go
sorry,
you do go
sorry, you
quite fast.
skyscraper kid.
Hmm.
I vote to henceforth dub the final operation Operation Mom Come Pick Me Up. I'm scared.
Mom, come pick me
Yes.
up. I'm scared.
That is condensed full.
Well, yes. It sounds like we've got a workable plan for the time being of how we're going to split and what we're going to be looking for. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and step away for a bit, mute myself. Would you guys like me to mute you as well, or would you?
Yeah, go ahead, because I think it'll be a good idea.
Okay.
Mhm.
And go. All right, we're back. Hi,
We
everybody.
made it. We made it. Hello, everyone. So, where we just left off with the splitting of the group. Bjorf.
Not before I tried to get the.
Oh yeah, but Tuare wants to see if he can get Predwin back out of Genevieve's chest, and Primrose suggested a spoon.
Hey. Take Genevieve to dinner first.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I'm not usually
at least he
I'm
wanted
not
to
usually
look
up for
at it.
spooning right away.
That's true. That's like a third date thing. Thankfully, you owe our dear Faldani 3 dates. No, I'm kidding. Regardless, if you want to do that, you absolutely can. Is everybody back for sure?
Also, does Genevieve want to comfortable with me? You know.
As alarming as it is, Frey, do I get the distinct impression that this enhanced capability of Predwin is it only doable because it's attached to me, or is it would it be able to do that unattached?
What I can say is that it doesn't feel like it's sitting properly inside of you. It feels like you've, quote unquote, it's almost, in a strange way, it's almost as if you've not properly attuned to it.
It's like, that's assuming I can even properly attune to it in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Might be better suited to somebody else. Maybe somebody has to reach a certain accord with Rhea's spirit inside.
That could be true. Again, it's going to take partial research, and what I will say is, if you unattune, it only takes like a few minutes to. It takes like a minute to unattune. You know what it takes to partially attune like you did before, and all you would have to do is have somebody spend the night with it again to attune to it. So, unattuning to get a better feel for what the thing is probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you want to learn more about it.
Just Genevieve's pondering. On one hand, I get the distinct feeling I could just kind of separate myself from this, and then we could give it some more study. On the other hand, I don't know if I want to. I don't know. Weird as it sounds, if I want to keep it attached, because I don't know if I'm just not connecting to it fully yet, or if we even have the time to do so. We could, like, if any one of us could, like, properly click with this thing, there's no telling what abilities it might be able to lend us, and we need every advantage we can get right now.
Well, I would say maybe next time before you go looking at artifacts, please have the person that knows what the runes are and such help. But
I mean, did you have any clue that this thing would meld into me?
no, but I also didn't have a clue someone would take it from me.
I don't know if it was stolen. I think.
No, we were just passing it around.
Yeah, and I
fell
think it
asleep
was like, okay,
inspecting it.
let's. Yeah.
No. The reason I bring that up is because last session I left early, and Matt just kind of
I'm gonna be honest. I totally did just kind of let everybody pass it around. That wasn't my bad.
I thought that I forgot that Peppy left earlier. I thought that we were.
Yeah.
Like, let's agree to let Genevieve have it.
So the funny thing is, that's what happened. I also didn't realize Peppy had left because we didn't hear the doo-doo noise. It didn't come through on my Discord. So I thought that Fway was here the whole time, and he was like, yeah, this is fine. He's not speaking up, so I just let it happen.
No, it's okay. It really is.
I felt really bad. I was like, oh no.
Oh,
What are you talking about? I zoned out there for a
No,
hot second.
it's totally, we were talking about how I unintentionally stole Tuare's artifact because I thought he was here and not saying anything when we were passing it around.
We were passing it around, just everyone Tuare just went completely still motionless, and everyone's like, hey, Tuare, can we have this? Tuare just still standing still.
Says nothing. Thanks. Yeah. Anyways.
Just drool dripping out of his mouth.
Hey, he's brain dead. He's not using it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Listen, okay? No answer is the right answer.
No answer means yes, according to Yin. Somebody write that down. No, I'm kidding.
I'm putting in quotes right now. I'm putting in quotes now, bro.
No response means yes.
In Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
No.
Oh my god. Oh man.
But anyways, regardless of what might have happened and what my unconscious self might have said, I still think it is quite rather noticeable if you have a giant bulbous ball crystal thing coming out of your chest.
I mean, Genevieve will then button her lab coat closed. I don't know if the swell is noticeable. Maybe I could throw a shawl on.
While I'll say this, the swell is not incredibly noticeable. There is a faint resonant glow that happens to flash through your clothing every few seconds.
Maybe I could throw on a shawl or something. But regardless,
all right, I pull out a grandma shawl.
But no, I think ultimately she starts focusing and working on getting detaching herself from it and saying, I think Rhea has a lot to teach us, and I think that this artifact is one of our best shots at getting in there and saving Ausar. You're the expert on artifacts here, Mr. I have the heart of a primordial, so I'll leave it to you as the expert.
Well,
yeah, after a few minutes, she will separate from it.
Yeah.
You're still going to explain that at some point.
Yeah, you have a lot of explaining to do. I will say, Genevieve, as you detach from from Predwin, as it escapes from your body, you feel as if there's like these arms that you didn't even notice at first, almost like they wrapped around you and slowly loosened as the orb fell from your chest and it fell closed.
Interesting. Did it feel like what do you call it, like a grapple, or did it feel like a hug?
It was more of a... I wouldn't even say it's as strong as a hug, but it wasn't forced.
Was it like one of those how you see depicted, like someone standing behind someone resting their arms over their shoulder?
Like there was arms draped behind your shoulder, almost as if they were resting, and they slowly rescinded as the orb faded.
Genevieve does not know how to feel. She does not know how to feel about that.
What were you saying?
But that's for the heart. It's part of a lovely festival. We can talk about it later, though.
Indeed. All right then.
Anyway.
Though, question still does remain: who does the heart stay with, or who does Predwin stay with? Where both of our groups are going, are no doubt not going to be safe. We're going into a heavily guarded section of the city.
Oh, no, you guys can keep it.
I don't know if
Well,
any
no,
of us
because
should
I
analyze
say
it
it because
to-
Tuare is going down to the Undercity with you all.
Here's the thing. No offense to you, Tuare. Out of everyone here, the person that I would feel most trusted with the magical anti-scrying gem is you.
Mhm.
I have a hold. Okay. I mean, not that so
They
much.
don't care.
I have a lot of trinkets. Why don't you trust the person that
It's
handles?
not necessarily that I don't trust you to do it, but if we are going into a team type thing, it's to me in my head, in my heart of hearts, I feel most trusted that Genevieve is the one that has it. Now that said, that's between you two. That's nothing for me to actually intrude on there. But if
See-
we're going to a location, you should have the gym. That side of the team should have the gym to go forward with that. Whether that means if Tuare is keeping it, Tuare goes with you all, and we take someone else, or it's just heckin' me and Eugene. Or that means
we could swap
that
Tuara with someone else. Just trade.
or that
Oh,
means that
yeah, I'm
Tuare
fine with
gives
going
the
down
gym to
to
you.
the.
I don't care. It's
I'm fine with going
but
down to the
between the
Undercity. I
two,
just
the
want
one that has the most dangerous setting is you guys, considering we are a small team who's going specifically for the sole purposes of getting out if things go bad.
Hmm. The thing is, though, even the team that requires the gem has the gem. None of us are attuned to it, so we can't really use it.
Well, you
But
can.
it
You
has
just
some
can't
uses.
use the.
Just
Yeah, the
Right,
thing is,
okay.
from what the quick little bit of attunement that Genevieve did have, it seemed as though it was almost only partially attuned, meaning that you can still activate it with the command that Tuare had discovered just by simply covering it and then uncovering it to activate the dampening field, but it doesn't activate the beneficial effects of being partially attuned, and you don't even know what the full effects are or how long it would take you to fully attune.
Okay. So let's just run down a list of the teams, the people that are going to be on each team. I think, in my opinion, that Tuare should hold on to the dampening device until we can figure out who's best to attune to it and all that. We don't have time for that right now, so I think Tuare should hold on to it. And then Tuare should be on the team that is going to benefit most from the effects of this gem.
Genevieve will take Bridwin and press it into Tuare's hand and say, ultimately, you did make this. And you are, of everybody here, the most knowledgeable about these things. And it would make little sense for me to unattach from it so you could study it and then dictate where it should go. So I leave it to your judgment to decide where you would like to go and what you
Yeah,
do
no,
with
in
this.
terms of like having trust of magical items and all that's entirely on you. But what I was referring to is more of the use. Because when we're actually out in the field, out of everyone that I trust to make a judgment call, no offense to you, anyone else in this room, the only person that I would probably really trust would be Genevieve.
My
Wow,
intuition.
I'm right here.
Both of these expeditions scream at my intuition because
There we go.
the Undercity is a place that most of us are severely unfamiliar with. It is going to be filled
I know it.
with potential enemies. You might
Yes.
potentially be surrounded by Grove and Edme,
Genevieve.
which is kind of why I want Pridwin to go
Genevieve?
down there with you.
Genevieve,
Yes.
where do you think I was in hiding for the last 10 years?
Yeah, if anything, I'd say the three people who know the Undercity the best, it would most likely be Eugene, Doku, and Marquis.
True, Doku lived down there with
The
I was
lemon.
literally born there.
I was
Yeah.
living in there in hiding for the last 10 years.
Doku lived down there with what do you call it? With
Lemon
Rowan
kids.
and Primrose for a bit.
Rowan and Primrose for a little bit, and prior to that, the Lemon Kids.
Yeah.
This isn't a case of like we're going into an unknown location with unknown hostiles.
I did not know that. I thought you had been underground elsewhere. Honestly, I just didn't know. That does set my mind at ease a little bit. That said, still nervous about it, but at least in the Undercity, you guys don't have to worry about city surveillance or state surveillance. So, Fridwin in that case probably would be better up here.
Which then leads.
Doku's coming.
Does Doku trade and go to the Undercity then?
Thinking harder on it, I don't know if people in the Undercity even have internet access.
So
here's the thing, even if it's not even talking about the internet access, you gotta remember, we're trying to get in contact with Grove, and the main reason why we were going with Tuare was because Tuare knows about the lady that we're trying to find.
Right, yeah.
But if you're going, I would probably
Because we were under the assumption that it was okay to keep the gym with you.
Well, let's have Tuare talk.
If you ask me, Fridwin is not either good for me or Genevieve, but rather the small child that tends to be good at sneaking into places.
My opinion of that is, there's a difference between natural stealthy and the thing that is able to affect everyone else around you. If anything, I think the thing that is naturally able to make people stealthy should be going to the person who's probably the least stealthiest.
You're probably right.
Also, I see Jake lighting up, and it was never mind. He's not talking back.
Yeah. I wasn't sure why I was doing that. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay. God, that was a whole lot of nothing just now.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot of going around in circles to end where we were at going in the first place.
Yeah.
That's okay.
All right.
So, to clarify then, the Grove, the Undercity people, Marquis, Tuare, Eugene, Doku, question mark?
I thought I was going into the whatever the other one was.
Well, that's why I was saying question mark.
It's like I'm gonna look to Tuare and to Tuare, Eugene, and Marquis and say, do you guys know if the Undercity has internet access? Because that's what might preclude Doku potentially going down there.
It does. I assume it's just like dial-up.
They do.
I assume it's just sort of like shitty.
Here's the thing. Most of the Irisian continent, or like this half of the world where Iris has the stranglehold, they have internet access, they have electricity, they have cameras and all that other stuff. They just don't have it as nice or upscale as the primary city or one of the large cities. The undercities, for lack of a better term, are like favelas. It's a ton of buildings just packed one next to the other, narrow streets, and most of the vehicles down there are like motorcycles and go-karts and small stuff. Yeah, exactly, tuk-tuks. But yes, absolutely. It's not that they don't have them, but it's kind of like Marquis said. It's almost like dial-up. It's super slow. It exists. Everything there exists, but I would say that it's probably like 5 or 10 years behind what the actual city has. They get the scraps.
Yeah, it's so if like Iris as a proper has fucking fiber optics, the Undercity has dial-up.
Yeah.
Okay, and I think potentially sending Doku with you guys might not be so bad. Worst case scenario, we'll recognize him. He disappears from the public eye.
You recognize him, informs the masses, and flee?
No, you do not abandon the child. Doku hides, and you, Marquis, help him disguise himself.
Sips coffee.
Casually sips coffee.
We're talking about playing to our strengths.
Here's
You're
the
a
thing
master of
also
disguise.
about that, Genevieve.
Hmm?
Genevieve, you're incredibly worried. I was going to disguise everyone in the first place.
Thank you. I am
I
naturally
get to
worried. It is
look
a
normal?
more than ever. It is a perpetual state of being for me.
Here's the thing, Genevieve. I understand that you're possibly worried. Don't worry about the
Don't
team.
tell me not to
I
worry.
am with that.
Don't you tell me not to worry. We are a day out from an execution with an actual guillotine hanging over each of our heads. Do not tell me not to worry. You will make me worry more.
No, what I'm saying is don't worry about this team. Worry about your side.
I will do.
I understand that you're trying to make preparations for us, but leave that to me, Tuare, Eugene, and Doku. And you can start making preparations with your side of the team. So it's not we leave and all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, I didn't make any preparations for where we're going.
That's fair.
It's about trust, along with the worry.
Panic, but also don't panic.
That's what I meant by I understand you're worried, but don't worry. As a wise man once said, panic without the panic. Now, who's first? I bust out my makeup kit, bitch. Who's going to get dolled up for the Undercity? Is it the child first?
Well, you know,
I guess it's the child. Like Stokes who's going down to the Undercity to go home.
women and children first.
Alright, the child's going first. Can I take 10 on this, or should I be rolling?
Just take 10.
Oh,
You
cool.
guys aren't in any immediate danger. You can really flavor and flesh things.
No,
Okay, so I got spots on my hands, on my face, on my legs, on... You're gonna have to use a lot of skin colored makeup.
Shirt. We're gonna put you into a long sleeve shirt with long pants and only worry about your face and your hands. We
Okay.
even give you gloves, and
To-
then we
to be
just really have to
fair-
worry about like.
To be fair, it is getting quite chilly out there. Winter is upon us.
That is true.
Yeah.
Ooh, winter? What's that? Oh wait, no, I know what winter is.
Oh no, Doku's gonna
Doku!
die out there. He can't take the cold.
Doku's a reptile.
Oh no.
Why do you think I'm putting him into warm clothing?
Yeah.
Amphibian hour.
Tokyo.
Doku's an amphibian out in the cold. It's gonna suck.
So then, yeah, there'll be a 15 on the disguise kit for everyone that sits down and gets dolled up. Because the thing is, like, I was going to disguise everyone in the first place because the lady probably knows what we look like,
That is fair.
and so we need to not look like what we look like. For Doku, I can make you look like a normal boy, and we don't have to worry about that too much, I think.
Yes.
But what about
Tuare.
TikTok thing?
As far as a bit harder, you're fucking blocking, talking, two-legged Spider-Man. It shouldn't be that hard to disguise you, especially since you are two-legged.
I can revert, and he's gonna like take off a ring, reverts back to like the 8-legged form, and then he's gonna put it back on, reverts back to the 2-legged form.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, keep the thorax.
Yeah, keep the thorax.
Excuse me.
But no, I think going with Tuare going for a multitude of reasons is good. For one thing, I didn't know about that ring. For two, of all the people in Iris, the Sparasa are some of the most disenfranchised, and they fit well in the lower city. It might actually help to
And with the
avert
thorax, and then we'll
tension.
tell you up a little bit. I'm putting burn wounds on my face.
Well, while you all get dolled up and pretty, Bjorf will kind of sit there and like tap his paw and go, "Yes, now that that's finally decided, we're gonna he kind of zips back up his fanny pack and looks back to them and go, you, and you, frog boy, tall, lanky one, and creepy crawly. Oh, and snake one. I can make it. Eugene.
Yeah, Eugene.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eugene's not a tiefling.
Yeah, no. Eugene's just weird. Eugene
Fair
is
enough.
Eugene.
I'm a
Eugene is
snake.
just. He's a sneaky snake.
I have 2 cuts
Snake.
on my leg that I think came from my thumb.
You end up with a lot of mysterious cuts on your leg.
Yeah. I came back from the cruise with 3 cuts on my ankle.
Ah,
That one was ditto.
That one was.
no.
No, actually, all of them were me.
That makes sense.
God damn it. A zombie man is slowly rotting.
Zombie man is
Oh, shit.
slowly.
Got someone requesting a useless fact.
Oh, Opie's back.
Yeah, I didn't know if we'd see him again, and I'm worried I didn't. I've been ignoring him for a time. Also, an ad is currently playing.
Lovely. We gave a useless fact. Ad shows up.
Useless fact. Here's the ad.
Where did that come from? Where does that come from?
But to
worry
redeem
about
on the
that.
channel.
Yeah, but where?
Oh, it's on Twitch.
On Twitch.
Or just something from Twitch in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're an affiliate, you get point redeems. Which viewers. What's the question?
I thought
I
I
don't
was
have
asking
it
what
on me.
Jake was.
Oh, the
Humming.
little tune he's saying.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh yeah. I was just humming some Jurassic Park music because why
Oh,
not?
Oh yes, the Jurassic Park theme. Let's see, when is the ad end?
We got about an hour.
Oh
Right?
my God, Tuare.
Jesus,
what happened?
you sounded like 7 pennies because I just watched 7 ads. My God, man, I am very sorry. I will take those 7 pennies with great gratitude. I'm sorry you had to watch 7 fucking ads. Twitch has gotten out of hand recently.
Jesus Christ.
I'm so sorry. Here, let me give you that useless D&D
sorry for
fact.
that.
D&D is a game you play sometimes with friends and sometimes on a table. Here I am playing with friends, but not on a table. Also, there is a monster in D&D called the gas spore, which is a fungus which evolved to imitate beholders, to look just like them. So adventurers would strike them, they would explode into spores, infect the adventurers. They would die from the fungal infection, and then explode into more gas spores. Have fun with that.
Beautiful.
What about that Warhammer coin fungus?
Warhammer coin fungus?
Yeah, there's a. What was it in Warhammer? Wasn't there a fungus that basically laid up on top of gold?
No, that's yellow mold. That's in D&D as well.
Oh,
That's
D&D too.
Yeah, that it's been around since the first edition of D&D. It is a mold that is what do you call it? Resistant to fire, grows on treasure piles, explodes into a cloud of spores that chokes adventurers that get too close. They die. They become a seed bed for more fungus. In early D&D, it was so bad that if you failed the save, you immediately died due to suffocation.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Nowadays, it just kind of like does some damage or might hurt your stats a little bit. Yes, it specifically, it was a trap. It was an organic trap that grew on treasure piles, and the only way to get rid of it was through the application of water, something else. But fire specifically would help it grow. No, that's brown mold. I think fire was one of the only ways to get rid of it.
I'm
Anyway,
not getting
continuing
too
the session.
distracted. We are in the middle of a game.
Yes, we are in a session.
There,
Sorry,
Yes,
I like
Fray,
the
please continue.
useful facts, and there's diving
Yes,
into the
of
useful
course. Hi,
facts in
everybody.
10 minutes.
I meant to
was
make that a
sitting
very
here
quick
and I was like,
diversion,
yes.
and as I usually do, digressing.
It's all good. Okay, anyways. Bjorf will look to the group, now officially dolled up, and go, okay, yes, now that you're done with your dress-up game, I believe I can set us off to where you need to go. Okay. And they all look to the rest of you and go, the rest of you, be safe, don't die. And if you do, at the very least, die in a way that it doesn't link you back to the rest of us.
I'm going to put glitter in your hair, Bjorf.
That is incredibly racist and unfair. You know how hard
No,
it
it's not
is-
racist. It's payback.
I'm actually kind of curious. How is that racist?
Well, you see, glitter on dogs is I'll get into it later, you wouldn't understand.
No, I think he wants his own. If he goes to a puppy salon, he wants it to be his own version.
Exactly.
Anyway, petty vengeance aside, I think we have a day before Alsar is killed. We need to get.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
indeed.
why I was trying to also moving.
Yes. So, Bjorf will take the group that he has off. In fact, it's he'll go. Yes, before we go, I need to grab some things from my lair, if you will. I need to make sure that we're ready and prepared. And then he'll turn 90 degrees, walk over to the burned down house, and then jump in, and you start hearing some rummaging, and then he comes back with just basically a mouthful of random items and whatnot, as well as a baggie of mushrooms. He goes, okay, yes, I'm ready to go now. If you would follow me.
Alright, we're leaving. Have a good time, you all.
Good luck.
The rest of you,
Best of luck. And shoot.
Oh,
Yep.
go Cabal. Yeah. The rest of you, I presume, climb into the van.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I'll kick off very quickly with the van group, because getting there is not going to necessarily be the hard part. It's getting any further, and I can describe what you witness and everything pretty quickly, because the underground area is going to be a little more intensive, but most of the people who are in the underground area I know are going to have to go pretty soon because of time. So actually let me focus on the underground area first, just so I can make sure that we get it before you guys have to go. Bjorf takes you away from the remains of the house. In fact, he gets you there relatively quickly, all things considered. Moving through underbrush and rusty old fences. Inevitably, he takes you to a small drainage pipe. And then leans in with his teeth, bites, and then yanks it off. After yanking it off, he turns, goes, "Puh!" Looks back to you and goes, okay, yes, if we're going to go, then we need to go now. And takes a step into the nasty drainage pipe, kind of alerting you all to follow. And presumably you do.
Alright.
Yeah.
And in we go!
So this reminds me of a very funny story about the time that Iliasta came into one of these with
I
just
took
white
him into the
windows.
drain pipe.
Yeah. Following through, oh, they're in the car. Yep. Yeah, I got you. Sorry, Evan came in. You travel through You travel through dank, nasty, and relatively decrepit sewage pipes that have both smelled and seen far better days. But the descent is one that continues on for quite some time. It feels as though that you're not really going down, and eventually you get to, though it's probably the improper word, an atrium, a large opening in the drainage pipe itself that begins to spill out and down. Through the roaring waters, you would pretty much immediately bear witness to a massive fall. To which Bjorf will turn around and go, "Okay, so are you afraid of heights?"
Or he's just gonna summon Borskin on his back and then jump up. That's what
No,
he's-
don't do that.
Yeah,
No.
I was about to say.
If I see you start going for your bag, I go, no. No. Words work here. We're incognito, giant golem thing, not incognito.
This is why I hate
regardless-
missions.
I hate these fucking missions.
No, we're not. We're good.
Very good, because you're going to be taking quite a fall. Don't worry, if my contact is still keeping up his guard, and you all should be pretty well. Well, you should land.
Yeah,
pretty
I
safe.
have fall prepared when I take the jump.
Very good. That's also a good precaution. I can't confirm if it will or not.
Actually, wait, I'm a Sparasa. I have fucking spider climb. I could just climb that.
Well,
Yeah,
the thing
it's
is
quicker to
that
jump.
it not only is it quicker to jump, the undercity does not connect to the upper city. You will have to jump at some point.
Oh, take the plunge, you won't die. Okay.
You literally have to take the plunge. You won't die.
Yeah, okay.
They'll kind of turn and look over at you and go, "Yes, just be careful. If you've got that Featherfall spell prepared, my friend, I suppose. Well, I suppose now's the time to be prepared, as I can't guarantee it's been some time. But take the plunge." And then, looking over the waterfall, he'll go, "And just make sure that if you do fall, close your eyes. It will make it hurt less." And then
He's lying. It won't.
He's lying, yeah. And then Bjorf himself will make the first jump over the waterfall, leading down towards the Undercity.
And then like a seagull or something catches him out of the minute.
Comes a jump.
Indeed. Well, jumping aside, you begin your descent, and frankly, the fall is definitely one that fills your face with wind and blows you back. You feel yourself almost floating and weightless as the G-force of the fall from the sheer magnitude of it continues. And as you descend past the clouds and, frankly, past what you would expect to be safe, because who cares about safety? You would inevitably start to realize that there's no water underneath you. There's nothing to catch your fall. And all it appears to be that's actually there is a garden. And falling faster and faster towards the favelas, you are realizing very quickly that whatever Bjorf was talking about is either not readily available or, for lack of a better term, not there.
Featherfall.
Do you cast Featherfall then, I assume?
Yeah.
Yeah. Your casting of Featherfall goes off, and I assume you grab everybody else as well, and you make your descent.
No, just me.
Oh, okay. Marquis makes it.
I break incognito and just summon force to break the fall for joking.
No, yeah. Featherfall and everyone.
Yeah. With Featherfall quickly taking effect, and you yourself finding a basically, well, for lack of a better term, finding a bit of a safety net, you actually start to feel something strange. in particular, you discover that even as you activate your feather fall, you're not falling as you reach towards the ground. Your drift becomes halted, and you're almost floating midair. You notice, while weird as this may be, that this garden that you've landed in is overgrown.
By the
Like-
way,
Yes.
we got raided.
We got
Hello.
raided.
We got raided by the
Yeah.
Dungeon Lounge. They
Woo!
brought in a bunch of
Hey!
nice people. Hi, everybody. Welcome in.
Wow.
Kill him.
Nice. Hello.
Hello, my friends. You just missed everybody falling out of the sky over a waterfall into somebody's backyard.
It was a sewer pipe.
Damn.
It was a sewer pipe.
Yes.
Or an
Also
exit
self-
corridor drainage.
Mighty Eloson, thank you very much for the self-care. But yes, welcome in, everybody. We're playing our good friend Fray's Sunday Genesis game, where we're all fighting a conspiracy in a floating city in the sky. Or in this case, some of us have decided to take the plunge through a sewer pipe and deposit ourselves underneath that floating city.
Indeed, and that is exactly where they landed, at least to some safety. Because, with all of that in mind, you are now floating midair. In a very strange turn of events, your magic, while not turned off or anything of the sort, it just seems to be seemingly ineffective as you land in this overgrown garden and then, poof, right onto the grass. As you all kind of dust off, the familiar dog Bjorf goes, "Oh, very good. He did keep it up. I'm so proud of him." Anyways, you're looking for what again? I realize you asked for an undercity toll, but you didn't really tell me where you needed to go afterwards.
No, I'm pretty certain we have them here. We just need to get to her.
Yeah.
If I remember right, we are looking for Ro down here.
Yes, well, this is certainly a place that you could begin.
Well, we surely landed in a grove.
Yes, I'm sure. Dimitri! Yes, Dimitri, are you home? As your
Why did I shuddered, bro?
I shake a handful of glitter and throw it at him.
I shuddered. Dimitri.
Regardless, you hear, shut up. What are you doing? As a crotchety and withered old orc kind of stumbles from within the foliage that's overgrown with a wooden cane kind of propping him up. He overlooks and goes, "What are you doing in my garden? Disgusting freeloaders with no..." Oh, hello, Bjorf. I see you are looking disgusting.
Yeah, hi, how's it going? We're just here to get to the Undercity to go talk to some people. Lovely to meet you. Take it up with the dog.
Yes, I see. Bjorf, what have you brought to our city again? And upon doing so, Bjorf will kind of actually stop you from leaving, Marquis, if that's kind of where you were going with that. Like the whole, like, I'm leaving, goodbye. Simply because as he does, he kind of like chomps you on the leg. He's like, "Oh, wait a moment. Dimitri, do you still have Grove contacts? I believe that we may be in need of their services." And Dimitri kind of looks over each one of you. He looks to... He then looks back to Bjorn and goes, "So you got a pretty boy, a child, a spider, and whatever that's supposed to be," as he points at Eugene, and goes, "And these are what you so he goes, and this is what you call reinforcements? Are they supposed to be fighting for some cause, or are they going to just be body bags, dead weight, whatever you want? Why are you here?"
I will reach into my vest pocket, because yeah, I'm wearing a vest, bitch. And I'll just pull out the leaf at this point and be like, well, we're more or less told to meet up some people here. And quite honestly, we're looking to sort of join. We're trying to find some information about some stuff.
Information is very valuable, my friend, and generally it comes at a high price, but, well, with what you are offering here, I suppose I cannot say one way or another if it's going to be worth it, but...
Just kind of like twirling the leaf by the stem between two fingers.
Yes, I suppose you do have a means of entry. I can't turn you down with that. Well, it shall be done then. I will make it count. And very, very quickly, he kind of shrugs and then picks up his cane and starts like thwacking you. Not hard, but kind of like testing you to see how sturdy you are, like giving you a poke in the chest. And then he'll go, "Do you eat?"
Hey, bitch, I got decent con, not good strength.
Fair. Yes, I could see that. He'll then kind of like shake his head and go, "Okay, fine. Well, if you do have the leaf, I can't stop you. Come, 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 come. I can give you directions, but I'm not making the walk. It's bad for my leg."
That's
And-
fine.
My leg! Shut up, Jude.
Damn, I wasn't even pushed to talk. You're the only one that could hear me.
I know I can hear you. Regardless of that, he looks over and then turns on his heel, his one good heel, I'll say, and will quickly make way for a small little cottage. Mind you, this cottage is overgrown as the rest of his little area over here, but most certainly looks a hell of a lot better. In a little clearing, a little ramshackle hut, you find yourself standing there, basically, in what would basically equate to the size of a broom closet. But he invites all of you in, regardless. And as he scampers in, the only thing that's really there, aside from a small cot and some gardening tools, is a map. And the map laid out, it's very old, very frayed. Nevertheless, kind of resembles what you can assume to be the Undercity. And with that in mind, he starts overlooking it. And he goes, "Give me your leaf."
Hey, I'm sorry, hold on. There's someone blending an item in the background, so I'm waiting to reroute some audio so I can actually hear.
Oh,
Yeah. What'd you say?
Yes, your leaf. Give me your leaf.
Here's the leaf.
Yes, thank you. Very good. And he will, relatively with ease, take it and shine it up to the light. And in doing so, the leaf really won't do too much at first, but as he does it again and again and again, he's still holding it there. He's moving it around. It seems like he's looking for something. Then after he looks at the leaf, he looks down at the map, back to the leaf, back to the map, and then he places it down, boom, right about at the center, and begins to shift it and line it up, eventually until it lines up with a road. The veins on the leaf lining up with the road itself. And he goes, okay, so they have not moved since I last visited. That's very good. Also very bad. They seem to be very confident. Well, I digress. I suppose it's no question of mine. You will find them here. And Doku, you're still here, yeah?
Yeah.
You know the Undercity. You know the Undercity pretty damn well. You were here for quite a long time. For half your life, even. Albeit that might not be much, but it's enough. The area that he's pointing to with this leaf in question, just looking at the map, it looks very familiar to you. The cross streets and everything that it might be, it appears to be pointing to where you were born.
Oh. My birthplace.
Do you want to come by with the... You were born in a bar?
What?
I assume you were born in a bar if you're going to be saying you were born here.
Yes.
I see. Well, I'm very sorry that your parents are not very responsible people.
I thought you were born in like a lab or something. I'll be real.
Uh,
Ah. Now you were saying you were born in a lab. Ugh. Well, whatever. I don't understand what you children do nowadays, nor do I care with those tic-tacs and those tweetings.
The tic tacs and the being born in labs, you kids are crazy.
Yes, you're crazy
Tic
children.
tacs
It is-
and the zinging and the.
What is with these numerals nowadays? It is such a fad to be born in a test tube.
Regardless, I have done what I can. Leave my garden. And Bjorf, I expect a new tree. You've crushed my old one once again. Bjorf kind of side-eyes him and go, "Of course, Dimitri, I will do everything I can to maintain your wonderful garden." And he'll turn to the others and go, "Let's go. I don't want to be here anymore." And,
Alright.
and he will very quickly, and with very little hesitation, just immediately leave.
Okay.
On the way out, he does kind of sorry, one second. Once you're out of sight of Dimitri's lounge, that's what I was trying to say. As my words were failing me. Once you're out of Dimitri's little hobble, is the best way I could possibly say it. You find yourself at like the edge of a fence, and you realize that you're more of like an undercity suburb. And Bjorf kind of stops you and goes, "Hold, wait a minute." Walks his little doggy self over to one of the topiary bushes that he has, lifts his leg and pisses on it, and then wipes his feet and goes, "That damn crotchety bastard, I'll never forgive him." Anyways, we need to move.
Alright. Let's get going then.
The walk back, or rather the walk through the Undercity, it's not unfamiliar to you. For the people who really grew up here, it never really changed. The Undercity just kind of gets built with more and more on top of it, and it seems like every time you go down here, it's more cramped than the last time. The gravel, messed up roads that have not been attended to since they were created, the ramshackle houses that have been repaired with sheet metal and random wood, just rotting away more and more every single day. But this stretch of road is relatively quiet. And I mean, to be fair, it's pretty early morning, though it's a little bit hard to tell with the Undercity, considering that it's overshadowed by the massive upside-down mountain that Iris itself was built upon. It's not good there. It's not, for lack of a better term, the poverty is pretty much just, even at first glance, incredibly noticeable, but this area seems to have been one of the many that over the years has just fallen to disrepair and has been abandoned. It seems as though Dimitri is probably the only one left. Making your way around and cutting through these narrow alleyways and relatively about the same size streets, you stumble across a small, tiny, and I mean not even tiny, I would say large actually, by comparison to the rest, an independent building unattached from the rest of them. Very scraggly written, posted up, is The Roots, which has been hammered into the top and lit up with old headlights to illuminate the sign. Bjorf kind of looks back and goes, "Yes, I believe this isn't this. Yes." He begins sniffing around and goes, "Oh yes, this is certainly the place. It smells like Greshik. Manure. Ugh, and then he shakes his head and makes his way away
God
from the
damn
door.
it. God damn it. Oh, manure.
Manure.
I hate it here.
He'll look over at each of you and goes, "This is as far
So
as I
uncivilized.
so uncivilized." He'll look over between the four of you and go, "Okay, this is where I will step away. I will meet you back at Dimitri's when you're ready for extraction. Getting back up is going to be a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure you can manage."
All right, awesome, thanks. So, I'll turn to the rest to everyone else. How are we going about this?
Well, I say
All
we
right,
bust
good
in
answer.
there.
No.
I say we bust in! Grabs Doku by the nape of the neck.
Blow it
All
up.
right.
What? Blow it up.
Nope.
Jerk.
All right, grab you by your sweater vest too.
No, not actually. But,
I mean, we just very much go in there and pretend to be from an opposite branch, like a different branch, like coming in, talk.
well,
Give her
how
your-
about we say we're from the Velspad, right? Or
Very-
Hofdir.
Very bold of you to assume that they have them, but hey, it might work. Alternatively, you could just walk in.
That's true. All right.
Or we could always just be new recruits.
Yeah, I'm a walk-in.
And he's just walking in.
He's walking in. Although the streets are relatively barren, and this, for lack of a better term, because it's like 9 a.m., it's shocking to see that there's quite a lot of people in this bar. In fact, I would have even said you probably could have heard some of the commotion from outside the ramshackle hut that is their establishment. As the door creaks open, while in the grain silo bar that you ran into in the 10th district, how no one really batted an eye at you, as you enter, all eyes are on you this time around. The bartender, while rather tediously just cleaning some old rusty glasses that he's been maintaining for probably years, gives you all a look and then goes back to his duties. But the rest of the patrons, probably about 20 of them, have jam-packed themselves into this building, and most importantly, have not stopped looking at the entirety of your group.
Sup? I'm gonna
Is she
walk to
pretty?
the bar.
Well, mighty fine of you to come on in, stranger, but it's not too often we have somebody coming on and saying hello just out of the blue. Where you from?
Here and there. It's really hard to believe the place.
Well,
And I think everyone from the inner city kind of feels that. Can't really say you're from Iris, can't really say you're from here.
I don't need the whole spiel, kid. I was just curious.
I know. It's I'm like it's hard to you ask a loaded question, you're going to get a loaded answer, you know?
Alright, well, I can take that one at the very least. Nevertheless, well, you just coming in for a drink? You just drift into this little sector?
Half and half. We heard that certain people hanged out around, met up around here. And, well, we're curious and interested.
Yeah, the bartender's gonna look at you, and this is a if anything, he looks like Caladan. He's
Yeah.
exactly what
He
you
sounds
expect.
like
He's a
Caladan
big
too,
boy.
really?
Yeah,
Like,
they could
See,
even be,
We found his clone.
we look a little off to the left and Kaladin's back to serving the bar.
yeah, no,
Take your glasses off. It is Calvin.
he he's in traditional bartender attire. He's relatively cleaned up, all things considered, for being from the Undercity. And looking at the rest of his establishment, he almost sticks out like a sore thumb. But he does absolutely have a cowboy hat on, a wide-brimmed hat. One half is bent. He's got a toothpick in his mouth and a big old mustache. And he
I
kind
don't
of
Yankee with the brim.
He's got the Yankee with the broom, you know. But regardless of this man's eloquent drip, he takes a moment and looks you up and down, and then leans over and looks at Tuare, thick as he is, then looks down at Doku, and then looks to Eugene, and then snaps back to Doku and goes, "You done brought a kid in here? Y'all are... Well, I've actually seen weirder. I can't talk too much about that personally, but what I can tell you very simply, y'all are welcome here if you want to, but you might not find what you're looking for."
Yeah, it's fair enough, but I really nowhere else to go, you know?
Nobody in the Undercity does, my friend. Not a single one of us, but we just keep on moving. Anyways, he'll kind of lean forward and go, "So what can I get you then?"
Let's see. Juice for him, obviously.
Shoes for him.
And, I'll take whatever you have on tap.
Of course. And he'll turn around and grab a bottle and turn around and go, "We ain't got tap here, son."
Yeah. But you knew what I meant?
I knew what you meant. Now, you said you was looking for somebody. Now, that is something that's a little harder to do in this type of city, especially out here. And he'll kind of lean forward towards you, Marquis, and then he'll look around and go, "And don't seem like the locals are taking very kind to your intrusion, if you understand."
Just double check. I don't have the leaf anymore, right?
No, you got it back. I should have
Okay,
clarified that you did get it back.
Okay, great. You know, as I said in the bar, sort of like the bottle between two of my fingers, I was sort of like reaching to, again, my best right, keep it and just sort of like put it onto the bar and tap it.
Oh.
Think that'll change their mind, any? I give him a wry smile.
He's gonna meet that little wry smile with one of his own and go, "Well, I ain't seen one of them in quite some time. You must have picked that up from one of the old heads up top, huh?"
Yeah, something like that.
Well, I ain't one to kiss and tell, and I don't suspect you are yourself, but I think we might have something in the back room for you. And he'll kind of take the leaf and he'll slide it back. And sorry, one moment.
My spider mount. And my snake. And I guess my child. Mama Marquise getting us places.
Also, when Frey called Quarry thick as he is, the first thing that came to mind was that everyone is so mean to me. Me, just Quarry looking up.
Everyone is so mean to me.
I'm not thick.
He kind of steps back, smacks the dirt off his hand, and as he does, he begins to walk and says, "Come back here behind the bar, you hear? All you." And oh damn. And he looks over to Tuare and goes, "I don't think we can fit you, buddy."
It's okay, I can wait here. I guess.
You're just so thick. I don't know what to do with you.
Cue Mrs. Biota from up in the other, up in the
Hello,
upper.
Thickums.
What was that one meme that I did? Is like the things I do for you guys.
Oh, where
cuts
with
to,
the
like...
8-legged hooker leg? Oh my god. God damn it.
You know that meme? Fucking Eggman sitting his big fucking ass on a bench. That's me.
Yeah, that's Tuare with his big round thorax. Anyways, he'll shake his head. And looking at you, he'll go, "Well, I guess you could come around back, but fine, we'll take it that way."
Yay!
Georgie! Watch the bar! You got it, boss! As a tiny little goblin quickly runs out climbs up and goes dunk, 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 and stands on top of the bar and goes, I got you, boss. Don't even got to worry about it. I'm going to make sure everything's all taken care of and we're all going to be real fine here. Don't even worry about it. I got you. We're going to go, okay? No problem at
And
all.
then he starts shooting some money.
Yeah.
I cast silence and move whatnot.
Yeah, no, as he's going, the bartender kind of puts his head on top of Georgie and he's like, yeah, don't even worry about it. I'm just going to make sure everything's all taken. Hand goes on the head and goes, all right, boss. and then I'll turn back and go, kids these days. All right, come on, big boy. And then he kind of steps past Joel, and you see now that he's got a gun and a holster on his hip as he kind of walks his way out through the front door, throws the saloon doors open, and steps his way out, and then through a pretty tight alleyway for you, Tuare. But inevitably leads you round the back to where there's a big old dumpster. And he once you all arrive, turns and looks at you, goes, all right, climb on down, and then with a kick of his boot, boom, knocks the rusty metal of the big old dumpster over, and it reveals a hatch. Doku, this is the hatch to your old lab.
Oh,
Gasps in Spanish.
Just gasps.
Gasps.
Gasps
oh
in
my
Welsh.
god. There is a hatch. Who
It
could have
was
known it was
Spanish.
there?
Thank you.
No.
Thank you for laughing at that.
Stupid.
God damn it.
I think Fray was the only one that heard it.
Shut the fuck up, Yin.
What did you say?
I said croaks in Spanish.
Croak.
Rabbit!
L.
I can't. I can't.
El Ribito. Anyways, regardless of that, he kind of motions down, and with the front of his boot, just kind of lifts the lid, kicks it up, and it kind of goes, boom, crams onto the other side of the floor, or rather the other side of the ground, and goes, oh, I got a bar to attend to. I got lots of people in there today, but mind your manners. Keep your weapons up. And go down.
Will do. I mean, will do. Sorry, I slipped into how I normally talk for a second there, like me as Yin.
This is Marquis being a silly little guy.
I'm just a silly little guy. I'm not going to meet a bunch of terrorists or anything.
How silly are you, Marquis?
I'm really silly.
Or were you in the 4th month of the 8th week?
He was a
Being
balloon.
silly.
He was a balloon.
Welcome to the silly platoon. How silly are you?
How silly am I?
I'm
so silly.
Made a silly.
I'm so silly, I'm a weather balloon. I'm one of the conspiracies.
I'm so silly, I can't even describe to you how silly I am.
A tinfoil hat
You
starts to
little
descend from the
silly I
sky.
am. I was silly once.
They put me in a room full of clowns, and clowns make me silly. Silly. I was silly
quiet.
once. They put me
Just
in
be
a room.
quiet. Just be quiet. Don't speak.
Hello.
One
There
second.
we go.
Thank you, Rami.
Either
One
one.
second. One
Either
second.
way.
One second. One second.
no.
God damn it! I heard it. Wait, is that the fucking clown
The
from
soundboard returns
Yes,
with a
it is.
vengeance.
That's the honk from Space Station 13.
Yeah, I knew it. God damn it!
God fucking damn it.
You can never trust the clowns, bro. You can never trust the fucking clown.
I
I'm
can't.
surrounded by clowns right now. Get your ass in the hole.
Oh my god, the honk.
The story has begun.
Tori is just looking down, like I'm not even sure. Can I even fit down here? It looks like it's going. I think that maybe I
Here's
just.
the thing. Large-sized creatures can squeeze.
Okay.
Clench,
I'll squeeze
just
her.
grab your butt cheeks, squeeze.
Just put your ring back on.
That's true, but I don't know
Ow.
if that will actually like, break cover in a weird way. I don't know.
It probably will, but otherwise, well, presumably he led you out the back way so that larger creatures could fit. I will say that.
Okay. Regardless, though, I'll just squeeze through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to make it. I was just trying to do a funny bit. Anyway.
Okay, it's okay. You squeeze your thorax together.
Yeah,
your big ass.
it's all those happenings that Fway really want to be called thickums again.
He wanted to get fetishized again.
Oh my goodness.
I hate it.
Fway, if Fway getting fetishized again, what else is new?
Or getting objectified.
The fuck
He
you mean?
goes,
Sorry, and the jelly eggs.
Hey, man, the first and
everybody,
only meme I-
chili eggs. Everybody in the party starts, everybody in the group ends up getting some form of merch made of them. Tuare is the one that ends up getting like the fucking grimace
Mouse
dumpy.
pad.
the grimace
The
dumpy.
Listen, man. Okay.
No, I think
Out of all the
Spra-
memes,
I think the Sparasa, what do you call it? Sparasa thorax mouse pad is a great idea. Sam.
Split this mouse pad.
Yeah.
Who, please don't.
And we're back on the Spidussies. Okay, I don't. God damn it.
out of all the memes I've made for the party, okay,
Ganglegs.
Tuare is the only one that I made that
He
was
had to prostitute himself for information.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to get fulfill my.
happen again.
I
truly.
don't want to reproduce, bro.
Too late.
Whoring out Tuare aside. As you descend down one by one, the bartender waits for the last one of you to scooch down, tips his hat, and goes, "Remember, mind your manners." And then he kicks the lid closed, and you are engulfed in darkness.
I mean, I can see him.
Yes,
I
I mean-
Yeah, I'm
But
glad.
everybody stay.
I am
Yeah.
glad everyone can, but the human.
I'm gonna gently grab Marquis by the arms, and I'm gonna just push him through. I guess. Joking.
Well, more than likely, as you
As
make your descent down,
stairwell.
you yeah, of course you all have fucking dark vision except Marquis. But you do descend down this ladder, and inevitably comes to the end. You climb off, and you you inevitably look out. 1 second, sorry.
You inevitably stops. You inevitably stop. You inevitably. Give me one.
You
Just give
inevitably
me a
never
sec.
finish the sentence.
Well, I wonder what
Inevitably reach your inevitability limit.
I wonder what's going on in the upper city. Just everything's on fire.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm back.
Everything was fine until the Fire Nation attacked. Which one? Oh,
Yeah.
is it the Fire Nation? Yeah, like all three of them: the green, the purple, and the blue.
The green fire, the purple fire, the blue fire. Yeah, exactly.
I like green fire. I like green
Fire.
fire.
Regardless of whatever fire is about to attack, you begin to hear a bit more hustle and bustle down here. While the upstairs was a lot more jovial and there was quite a lot of things going on, you only really hear a few voices, and it's almost as if you're hearing an argument occur. As you, the first person, presumably Marquis, makes his way out, you start to catch the tail end. Well, I don't care who did it. I've never cared who did it. Nor do I care now who's doing it. They're using our name. Well, I get that, but, you know, that's a good thing, yeah? No! It's not a good thing. Not in the slightest. I think you're in your head a little too much. Like, way too much. You know, last time that I was here, okay? Last time. Big deal. Very big deal. There was, like, tons of fire and death in Britain. Oh, hello!
Aye.
Standing before you, Marquis, are two figures, kind of going back and forth. One of them is, I would say, a middle-aged, is the best way to put it, a middle-aged half-orc. She has some frizzy, out-of-control, like, graying hair, and she's honestly kind of a short stack of anything. Paired that up with the absolute unit of a man that's standing in front of, well, the rest of them. He's a little strange looking, though. He almost, in comparison, kind of is more shaped like a bear, or I would even say he's even taller than what you would see from most Goliaths that would exist, even though those are pretty rare in this universe.
Oh, I thought that when you said bear, I thought it was someone else for a second. I'm sad.
Yeah, like the sexual term bear. Yeah, I also thought that for a second.
No, I was referring to the person in Doku's backstory.
Yeah, my brother.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
yes.
that bear.
Yes, that bear. Anyways,
Is he?
yes, that bear.
Wait, he
Guava?
is?
Yes, he's literally sitting right there.
It's your brother.
Oh
There's
my
only-
god.
There's only an issue.
It's Grimsley.
The way that he is not like the Grizz you remember, Doku. And in fact, well, as it stands, it's only like partially him. It appears as though he's actually mostly tree at this point, and has been embedded into the wall.
What? What have I done? What have you done to my boy?
Wait a minute. Who died? Grizzly, clearly.
Good question, baby. Wait.
Oh, okay.
What a shame.
He goes, wait a minute. And he kind of looks around. He twists. He leans out. At this point, it seems like he still has his limbs, but he's literally been engrossed by vines, and some of them appear to be growing out of his body. He kind of leans forward and he looks around and goes, is that the little... It is! Doku, what are you doing out here? I thought I told you to literally run away.
He also looks like a normal boy.
Yeah, he looks completely normal. Oh, right. Yeah, but he can smell you.
He can smell you.
Riz!
Alright, awesome.
What?
This is a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Gasps in Spanish to the lovely reunion.
Ah, I see. The terrorism runs in the blood.
Terrorism runs in the blood. Oh. I would give you a hug if you wouldn't poison me and immediately kill me.
What
Almost
happened to
tree?
you?
Is that really
You're
an
a
issue?
tree.
I'm a tree. At this point, I assume the rest of you aren't breaking cover, but Doku is immediately breaking cover.
No, yeah, I'm just sort of like watching this all unfold. I'm just going to let this play out for a bit. And
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I kind of got roped up in some bad business. Took a pretty bad hit in the raid, and, well, they blew a hole in my chest, and normally that's not enough to get me, but, you remember what, like, I told you death is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, like, almost, but no.
That is insane. I got shot.
Oh!
I got shot.
Now, Doku, I thought we talked about this.
I tried not to. I even tried to, like, scare them. But they shot me instead.
You tried to scare armed men?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I probably should have been a lot more clear about the whole dying thing, huh?
Yes.
Well, I'm glad that you didn't die. I almost died. They blasted a hole through my chest and a hole through my stomach, and then they cut my arm off, and then it was all good.
Hmm. Yeah, it would have been difficult to fight death for you.
Ah, that's what I figured. Anyways, well, I kind of sat on the ground for a while. My new friends here that picked me up after they lit the place on fire and tried to kill us all, which, by the way, glad you didn't die. Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, they kind of found me in a pretty bad state. But, plus side, I made some friends. But this is the only way that I'm really able to be right now. They say that I'll be good in a few years. But, well, it's been 5. No, it's not been 5. I lied. It's been a while, though.
Well, when you're able to walk again, we gotta see the overworld, because it's like super nice.
Is it? Doku, he's gonna kind of slump forward. Mind you, he's not crucified, but for lack of a better term, he's kind of crucified. His arms are out and they're wrapped up, and he's got a giant branch of vines coming out from the hole in his chest and the one in his stomach. It's almost like the nature itself is stitching him back together, just very slowly. And he goes, I really didn't get a lot of time to explain, but Doku, I don't know if whatever you're doing is super nice if you're taking bullet wounds, kid.
It looks super nice. Doesn't feel too great.
Oh! Well, yeah, I could see that. You know, I didn't really get to explore too much. I after the whole thing fell apart and I got wrapped up with this gang here, I kind of laid low for a little bit. I went to try...
I
Wait,
really like the idea that while this conversation was happening, me and the orc lady are just like looking at each other, looking at the conversation happening, looking at each other.
Yeah, no introduction. She'll
No. You continue with that, please.
Yeah, no.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's totally fine. He goes, well, Doku, any word on And to put into perspective what this place looks like, Doku, they've completely retrofitted this place. They've used a lot of the technology that was down here for multiple different things. In fact, they have somebody in DK3, your tank, seemingly sleeping. The other tank that was once Grizz's tank is also, well, seemingly used for the same purpose, but not occupied. But the third tank is missing.
What happened to Mickey?
Oh, Mickey? That's a good question. Well, when I got out, Man, it had to be a few years, huh? Hey, Gertie! As he looks over to the orc. How long have I been with you? She goes, 2 years. He goes, yeah, like 2 years ago. Yeah. Well, when the whole thing fell apart, it was a bit of a mess. They were shooting and taking us all down, and they killed Dr. Adani. That was pretty rough. The good old dad got full bullet holes, but hey, I'm glad you're more resistant. I tried to kind of get y'all out of there, but well, when I finally then came back here, it was probably 3 months ago. Yeah, it had to be. We needed a new place to lay low after all these attacks that have been going on in the upper city. So, you know, we're just trying to make do with what we got. And, all the tanks were here, but Mickey wasn't there. So, I don't know. Actually, I figured you'd have found him.
Nope. Did not see Mickey at all.
Huh. Weird.
I wonder what he's doing right now.
I'd like to find out as well. You know, I got my little brother, but I also want to have my littlest brother, and I really can't do that right now.
Well, I'll find him for you.
Oh, Doku, I appreciate you. You're always been a little go-getter, and yeah, they use your pod. You can have it back, I guess.
Maybe during the winter times.
So, hi.
Oh, hey, how you doing, stranger? Yeah, Doku, you got friends. Oh, I'm so happy.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, how's it going? So what were you guys talking about?
Oh. Edme's going off and doing her. Oh, you don't know Edme. So, we're just talking about things, and we were mainly. And this is when the half-orc one puts in, go, enough. No. He'll kind of turn back to the. She'll turn back to the rest of you and go, better question. Why are you here?
Oh, I assume our interests are aligned at this point. Again, I'll bring out the never rot leaf.
Okay, you have a leaf, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're here. For
No, it's more the nature of trying to figure out what's happening upstairs.
Oh.
Which is what I assume you guys were talking about.
Partially, at least. There's some real go-getters. And, well, it makes it a little hard to kind of pin down where they're all coming from. But, and she'll kind of thwack Grizzly on the back of the head. He lurches forward in his, like, vine prison and goes, okay.
I like Grizzly. Grizzly should talk more. I don't have to ask questions when Grizzly talks.
Yes, that's a problem. Anyways. Well, if you're looking for Grove, at least in their entirety, and you've been invited by one of the old hands, then you've found what's left of us, yes.
Great. So, I presume, based off what I heard previously, you're not too enthused with what's happening upstairs.
No, I'm not, and neither are any of us.
Then I
Well,
think
I
that we
am.
might be able to help each other. Honestly, I'm with you now. Now you can be quiet, Grizz.
But I thought you liked the.
I know, I liked it when you were spilling information, so I didn't have to ask questions.
Come on, Marquis.
Damn.
He's my brother.
That's great. Why don't you go hang out with your brother and talk about how everything's been going, and I'll talk to the nice orc lady, and we might come to an understanding and mutual agreement.
Oh yeah, Doku, absolutely. Let's catch up. It's been like 2 years, so like, I heard.
Tell him about how he became TikTok famous, or TokTik famous.
What is that?
It's Tic Tac, and it's awesome.
And it's awesome.
I got this mental image of just Doku pouting, stamping his feet, fist balled at his side, and then he just starts flossing.
Yeah, he's like, I learned this thing on Tic Tac. Violently flosses, Grizzly very enthusiastically nodding, just trying to do the same.
Tries to imitate him, but he just ends up kind of just awkwardly flailing around.
Oh, also, by the way, if you look in tavern menu above the bloodied hand.
Brooks in
Yes.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Ay, chingado.
Yes.
Yeah. And no matter what we were talking previously, it seems like we're both not necessarily enthused of what's happening up there. So perhaps we might be able to come to a standing of mutual arrangements. Or at the very least, temporary alliance.
Well, maybe so. It depends on what you want. Considering that Edme's little cell has gone off on their own accord and began their own attacks, not many of us actually have stuck around for the cause.
Well, I'm not completely certain if you'd be that enticed by it, but is there anywhere we can sit down and actually talk?
Well?
Or is it the best place?
Oh, well, there's the back room.
Oh, the...
Grizzly. Yeah, boss. Keep them entertained, please. I can do that. Okay, Doku, back to showing me these tic-tac dances. I think I got this one. Ah!
Yeah, I'll
Grizzly
go to the
AI
back.
covers.
Yeah, Grizzly AI cover.
Fly me to the moon.
I got the new 40s on the Jeep.
Oh my god, that one would be so good.
I hate it here.
Can I please get a Puppuccino with onion rings?
Ouch.
I've become so numb.
I guess me, Tuare, and Eugene are following Edna to the back room.
Yeah. Yeah, Gertie. Gertie kind of leads you into a little back area that was once living quarters and now seems to be almost like what's left over of a shrine. Though it's empty now. Kind of the best way I could describe this is imagine a church. Imagine a church, but instead of pews and the podium at the front, it's Gerties, or gurneys, my apologies, like hospital beds, kind of lined all the way down on both sides, and at the front is a large, like, viewing area almost. It almost looks like a funeral took place in here. But Gertie makes her way up to the front, turns on her heels, and goes, well, considering you've been given passage with one of the leaves, I can only assume that you were invited here by one of our older members, which is, well, admittedly, quite the great honor. We don't have much of those anymore. So why exactly are you here, if we have a common goal, you said?
Yeah. What's happening up top, I think I'd like to stop it at the very least. Or at the very least, bring light to it and make certain that the people take proper responsibility for what occurred. I think that would be best for both of us.
Yes, well, a few months ago, I suppose that we should, but a few months ago we may have had the forces to actually help you, but, well, we're dwindling down to few in number these days. We probably only have about 20 of us.
Well, if we get you on board, that's 20 more than we had previously.
Oh, what exactly are you proposing? Where are you from? What cell? What?
I'm not really from any cell.
So you're a new recruit then?
Let's see here. There's no one else around us, so I might as well speak candidly at this point. I'm not exactly from Grove. I'm here to try to put the stop to the execution of Alsar, because I know for a fact he didn't do it, and it sounds like you know it as well.
Well, she'll kind of lean back and go, that's what I've been led to believe, but you see, Edme always had... Oh, I believe that's probably Tuare coming back.
Yeah, sorry, I got called.
All good.
It's all good.
Yeah. Oh, my throat hurts so bad. That grizzly voice hurts so bad.
Grizzly hurts, bro.
Grizzly hurts. Grizzly is hurt. He's part tree now.
What the fuck is he part tree, bro? What the fuck happened to him?
You'll figure that out.
Did he join Grove? Because I didn't expect him to actually become a fucking Grove.
Yeah, he joined Grove and was injured at some point, and now he's become melted with a tree.
And now he's become a Grove.
He's become a Grove. Who did I lose?
It did all this time. She went to sleepy time. I'm going to grab her and move her up.
There comes Eugene out of it again. She'll kind of, but anyways, Gertie will kind of lean a little bit back onto what was once the viewing platform. Well, I can't say one way or another if Alsar was obviously being implicated, or maybe he's not, but Edme had a different plan of things, and, well, She rallied the young and the stupid and underwent several attacks from what I understand, and is pinning on plastering our name everywhere, and, well, it's not very good for business.
Exactly. So, if we're able to make it so that it looks like Edme is a rogue agent from your organization, it would be better for you, and it would also be able to prove the innocence of Ausar, which is good for us. I understand that Grove is looking to make change within the city of Iris, and I respect that to a degree. But I disagree with how Edme is doing it. She's putting actual innocent people in danger.
That's not the
And
way.
I believe that her intentions behind it all, what's actually fueling her, isn't actually rooted in what you stand for.
Well, she kind of stops for a second and goes, well, Edme doesn't really see it that way. Never has. And, well, I doubt ever will, in truth. I would say a few months ago, Edme said she had a dream. A very strange dream. And, well, she began having these dreams more and more frequently. She said that her daughter was speaking to her. And, well, that would be pretty much impossible considering that, well, up until just a few months ago, her daughter was right here. And she kind of pats on the viewing platform. Edme kept her body in stasis. At least that's how she said it. Using one of the tanks that was on the wall. It just so happened to be our healing tanks. It's how we've been able to keep most of our people alive. And kept her there. But up and left. She rallied our young and our stupid and said that there was something terrible coming from the city above. And that she believed that she could fix it and she could change it if she could stop it at the source before it happened. And so she started unleashing attacks on the city. The only issue, if we poke our nose out any further, if we poke our necks out any farther, we will die. The city is looking at us as terrorists, just like they were 20 years ago, and we will die. I don't know if I can help you.
All I'm here is looking for information. Whether or not you're willing to actually act or do anything, that's up to you. I'm not here to strong-arm you. I'm not here to rally you behind a grand cause that might risk your own neck. Because at the end of the day, you are citizens of Iris, even if it is the Undercity. Even if it is a part of a group that disagrees with how things are run, you are still living and breathing people, and I would never ask you to do anything that would risk your own lives. So if all that you're going to give me, or all that you can give me is information, then I will try to take.
Well,
I'll give them a soft smile and sort of go, all I'm doing is trying to stop some extremist from damaging and injuring innocent people.
Go ahead and make me a persuasion check. I haven't had to do that in a while.
Okie doke. I'm pretty good at persuasion.
I would hope so.
I hope you are.
Oh no, never mind. I'm very bad. I'm very good at deception.
Oh.
17.
Hey, that's good.
17 still ain't bad. She'll kind of tap her foot. And she'll cross her arms and look down and go, well, I can... I certainly won't be helping any of you in stopping some execution, especially one going on like that. That's suicide, but I will give you information of what I can. Just keep us out of it. We're as spread thin as it is, and well, there's not much more we can do here while Edme's running around making our name drag through the mud.
And all we can do is try and make that name a little bit cleaner.
What do
Is
you
there
want to
anything you
know?
can do to help me with it? Any proof, anything at all? Something that proves that Edme was doing this all by herself.
She'll kind of think for a moment, look around, and she'll look up to the camera that's in the corner and go, well, I don't have much, but I may be able to get you all the recording of Edme rallying everyone to her cause. I don't have any more solid proof than that. We really only use our recording software as thin as we can before we run out of tape. So it's only active when people are moving. I won't have much, but I'll have something.
Better than we had yesterday.
Well,
Oh my gosh.
Hmm?
No, I burped a little.
That's fair. Well, I suppose I'll see what I can do, but be careful. I suspect that it's going to get very dangerous for you, and it cannot come out that we helped you.
Of course not. As far as people would be concerned, we'd find this tape on our own. Not necessarily saying this is your base, but if we do have to use this in order to clear your name, you might want to be looking for a secondary operation.
Well, it's taken him quite some time to find this place. From what Grizz has told me, they forgot about this laboratory after the city officials above raided it, so... Well, I think we may be okay, but, we'll just have to see. It's about that time, though, that as she kind of, like, goes, okay, fine. Come, let's see what we can get. The sound of comes again. And
Cuckoo has to fall asleep.
Oh,
Yeah, Sully had to go to bed.
That's okay. You hear kind of shouting down, at least like a very quick dum 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 dum. Someone's climbing down the ladder, and you hear the metal resounding off their shoes as they finally go, "Hey, Gertie, we got a problem." She looks up and goes, What is it? And
what is it?
Edme's back, and she's trying to get more. I ain't throwing her out. You do it.
Oh no.
And that's who we're gonna jump to the other group.
Hooray!
So, while they were gathering information, the rest of you guys made your way over into the central city. Now, there are 3 entrances to the central city, and they're all off the highway. Unless you came in through helicopter or VTOL or whatever it may be. The highway is pretty packed, especially with everything that's going on. You are passing news reporters that are keeping live updates as the execution gets closer and closer, and all of those exits are super blocked off. Not necessarily not allowing you to get in, just backup traffic is insane. But eventually, cutting close to the 4th district, and then eventually getting in through the 3rd, and getting off right around the 3rd district exit, hanging a left instead of a right, you begin to get on the off-ramp that leads into the central station, or the central city of Iris. You reach your first checkpoint. Genevieve, I assume you're at the helm. And with everything, they take one look at you and they just wave you on. They don't even care. At this point, they assume most of you are tourists at best. Though there is an alert that's posted up as one of the street signs, flashing up in that orange gross lettering. Says all traffic will be diverted away from the central city starting tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Oh fuck, we don't have that much time. Oh shit.
Wait, diverted away from the central city. Wait, do we
Meaning
It will
know
be
if
restricting
the...
traffic.
Yes, but
We
do we
need to
know
find
if
alternative
the...
routes.
Is the location of the execution in the central city?
Yes, most likely. From what everyone's been reporting on for the last couple of days, the only place that they were going to be having it was in the central city.
And so, assuming that they're diverting traffic because of this event that's going to partake, why would they... Are they, like, encouraging people to not come to the location of the execution while it happens?
Well, they're not allowing people to. They're
Maybe-
they're basically saying like, "Hey, after tomorrow, you cannot come in."
Assumedly to avoid any kind of, like, protests or something, maybe?
Yeah, that could be one. You don't really know, but they definitely don't want random outsiders coming in.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I am saying bumper to bumper traffic. Genevieve, for your part, you would get a lot of start stop, start stop, start stop, start stop. But eventually, you would make your way out to the central street of the central city. Now, to explain how the central city is different from the rest of Iris, this is more of a layered city. At its apex is the Tower of Iris that goes even higher than the city itself. Where you are right now, words are failing me. It's 3 circular rings of road that each descend down to a lower living area. At this current point, with everything, you can get all the way up to that central ring, but you can't actually access any of the important buildings.
Yeah, so we can't really get off the off ramp and just head out and just head right in. We have to, like I said, we have to find an alternative route.
That is true. There are buildings here, albeit, again, they're larger, more almost like university buildings. There's like the Department of Defense, the Department of Mail, like all that, or the Postal Service, basically. The Department of Transportation. These are government buildings, and just simply being here, there's very few room for alleyways, there's very few room for off traffic. There's parking lots and the like that you could park in, but without proper authorization, you're not allowed to park there.
We may need to proceed on foot.
That would appear so. Based on the signs, it appears they may also close off other sections of the roads.
Genevieve, where are you planning on going? Genevieve died. Oh no!
Oh no.
Quest fell asleep.
Dang.
On the wheel.
Sleep stream?
Sleep stream again? Hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey, Yin, do you happen to have the Sleepy Quest PNG?
I don't know where it's at. It might be in my DMs with him. Let me see.
We'll have to find it.
Let's see.
He's probably not asleep. He probably just left to, like,
He probably
pee or
just
something,
left.
get water.
If I had a nickel for every time Quest fell asleep on stream, I'd have 2 nickels, which is strange because it happened twice.
Which isn't a lot, but
It isn't a lot, but it's strange it happened twice.
Yeah.
let's see. That's HelloFresh thing. That's a random. God, how long ago was this? That's all the cottons I did for after that race. That's putting penis gifts. That's that's the image I did of wake the fuck up when we have a campaign to finish. God, I think
man.
it was after the Pokemon thing. See, I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it's at. Might be in tavern menu or something. Ah well, listen.
Ah, yes, the good doctor fell asleep.
Yes. Hello, everybody in Quest chat right now. Quest is hella asleep right now, and and so we're gonna do what we always do best. After this, after this session, we'll wrap it up soon. Actually, Yinf and I will go and stream a game of Smite with Sleeping Quest.
If I don't get pulled away again, I'll join you on that.
Perfect.
Yes.
Right. Has image. Wait, I'm currently digging through trying to find Sleepy Quest. God, I put so much images in tavern menus, and a lot of them are uwus.
God, why can't we escape the uwu menace?
Let's see here. That's when I was talking about the rain code, the disappointing ass game. The end to that stream. The end of that was really funny.
Yeah. I was about to say. I think I missed the end of you playing that. all I know is all I know is that metaphorically speaking, it went off the rails real quick.
No,
Also-
it
Let's
ended with
finish.
like everyone like in the call watching it. There was like 8 people watching the end of this and getting progressively angrier and angrier.
What if we just like, this is a sleepy time stream, we just start streaming like National Geographic so that when he wakes up, he's like all groggy. He's like, oh, what did I miss? And then we hear, the Egyptians believed that dying was the most significant thing you could do in your life.
We have an army. I have an overprotective girlfriend. Bald Goku.
Bald
Fitness
Goku.
gram.
Oh,
The
do you have
fitness
Gawk?
gram caser.
No,
Multi-stage.
Gawk.
no,
Pippa
back.
Gawk.
We'll rip off something.
Blue Gunner,
Oh.
but the blue is white.
Promise?
More Stilfo stuff. Goku going no you
More
and getting run
Astolfo.
over by a car. Oh yeah. The night shaft images.
Oh no. Oh no.
That's Yu-Gi-Oh! God. The Lipton cabbages.
Lipton cabbages.
No, that's a reference to
Oh.
a character that Frey has from the Tuesday game.
Oh,
Oh.
God. Well,
Yeah, you keep the game going. I'm digging through tavern
yeah,
menu.
you keep digging. Long story short, I actually think that I might start wrapping it. Sorry, City Squad, that it kind of got.
That's okay. Yeah, no.
No, it's
Yeah, I think that we'll start
Yeah.
wrapping it up here, and
yeah.
what is Yin done?
Yeah. My character? They're pretty.
And then also the Tuareg image
The
again.
things I do for y'all, the 8-legged prostitute.
I hate it here.
I forgot when we played the vampire game. My God, I'm funny.
God damn it. Regardless, oh god damn it, I forgot about this.
Phrase.
That will never know the images I post.
Anyways,
It should never know the images I post.
oh my god. With that being said, City Group, we're gonna really take a focus on you guys next Sunday. It seems
Alright.
like this
No worries.
operation, this operation's kind of gonna be much more of a scouting mission. And it seems as though that'll probably be quick. we'll be able to get some decent information and a little bit of tension next session with potentially escaping and confronting Edme, if that's something that's about to happen.
Though, yes, I will not. I will probably not be around for that because, like I said before, I'm going to be away in Maine.
Totally okay. How many weeks again? 2 weeks?
No, I'm just gonna be gone for like 6 days.
Oh, okay, so you'll be back afterward. Well, that actually kind of syncs up pretty perfectly, because I think that this session that is coming up will be the last setup session, meaning that I believe the first arc will be wrapped up either the session after, or at least will start getting wrapped up afterwards.
Oh, he found Sleepy Quest.
Yeah, I found Sleepy Quest.
Oh, good.
And I also found Bartender Caledon.
There he is. I told y'all I was gonna go find where that spirit was lurking, but I got a little.
I found it in the
It was
bottom
wrong
of the
kind.
bottle.
I
Found
found
different
it
kind
in
of
a
spirits.
brown bottle. A different kind of spirits. God damn it! All right. For Quest viewers, thank you so much for being here. Dungeon Lounge people, please do stick around. If you're interested in what we do when Quest falls asleep, we generally set up a sleepy stream where everybody will kind of go jump in and just me and my maybe. God damn it! There's so many images, Ian.
Wait, I just realized this is prime opportunity. Quest is asleep. Quest, you will relinquish control of your channel, your VODs, and all of your moderating power to me. You will give it all to me. And to friends, but mostly to me.
I also found the Yas Queen Sam.
Oh god
Oh
damn it!
god.
No, quick, let's start. Let's write, like, take a marker and write on Quest's face right now.
Oh, that's Sleepy Quest. He has like a little drawn-on mustache and like a monocle.
The fucking Vaughn with the boot on his head.
All right. Matt trying to... Yeah, that's still accurate, by the way. I'm like, and then... and then Tuari's like, he whips his cock out, and I'm like, dude, please! Someone's dying!
What we're talking about?
And then he whips his cock out.
Also, I'll be right.
What do you mean he whips his cock? When did I say that?
You know when, Mr. Jelly Eggman.
Oh my god.
Primrose is exempt from all sexualizing business because she can't take her suit off, so she's never going to be.
No. So some people are into that.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Primrose. You forget I've made an image of you. It's you going, I am a knight!
I am a knight!
Yeah, that's true. Prim is also a weeb, so she has all of those.
I can't believe she called Alsar Senpai.
Senpai, yeah.
Oh god.
God,
I
dude,
knew that was gonna be funny.
I need to make an image of Quest head going, wake the fuck up, me. I have a session to end.
Wake the fuck up, me.
But yeah, we're playing Smite soon.
Yeah, I believe that what we'll do
Yeah,
is
probably.
we'll kick up some Smite.
Just like the good. Are you playing Karen still?
Yeah, I'll probably play some Karen if Yimp doesn't want to. So for
who knows?
everybody here, as much as I would like to be able to take control and raid out, we obviously can't. So going on Yimp's channel, we're gonna start streaming some Smite. With Quest's unconscious body with us while we stream, because this is a running gag that we like to do. So Yinf, just make sure that you change his PNG from Sleeping Genevieve to Sleeping Quest.
Marquis with the trucker hat.
Oh my god.
Right. The Miller trucker hat.
Imagine we're dragging Quest and his body's like we're going over bumps and shit. It's like, oh sorry, Quest. He's still just sleeping like.
He wakes up with a half-shaven head because it's the side of his head that was dragging on the road.
I don't know what the context
Oh
of
my
this
God.
image is, but it's so funny.
I don't. What does that mean?
I know what it is. It's when I was doing those maps for Shameless.
Oh my god.
But I don't know why the context is this Italy?
Huh? Is this Italy? What?
Oh, I have no idea, man. It was supposed to be JoJo. Oh, and of course, I believe that these are a little outdated now. Regrettably.
Oh my god.
God
Yeah.
damn it. No, you're here.
Good. Perfect.
Perfect. All right.
Anyways, let's go get
set
that set
Quest.
up.
Yeah, let's go set up Quest. I'm gonna put out a shill tweet for Sleepy Quest, and I can't wait for him to
Oh
go.
my god.
All right, I'm back.
Alrighty, we're gonna end it here. Thank you all for tuning in.
All right.
For the people who are still watching, Quest sends his love. I send my love. Tune in next Friday at the earliest for Yinf, Quest, and myself, starting up on Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate 3 for
Yay!
our Friday playthroughs. That's gonna be
Baldur's
great.
Gate! Baldur's
Baldur's
Gate!
Gate.
Let's go! I'm so excited.
Are you gonna mess with the bear, bro?
Ah,
I might.
yes.
So the thing is, I think we're going to be trying to make our VTuber personas in there.
Yes.
So yeah, I don't think anyone in the group is or the three that we're playing are really like druids, you know?
Yeah, sadly. So nobody gets to fuck as a bear, but that's okay. I would absolutely direct everybody, please, to Yinf's channel. I'll post a tweet about it. I'll also post a thank you tweet for everybody who showed up. And
I
everybody who rated in.
think you're a moderator, right?
Yes.
I think you should be able to do / shout out. I don't know if like you're able to do that or if it has to be
Well,
the
I can do it,
actual
yeah.
host.
I can
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. All right. Oh my god.
We gotta shout out the Dungeon Lounge for being awesome, rating us in. Thank you for rating in on this lovely Sunday. Bit of a slow session, a little bit hectic and chaotic, not gonna lie. I'm getting the dust off again. But next session should really ramp things up. There might even be combat depending on how that goes, so we're gonna see.
Wait, aren't we skipping next session because Jake isn't going to be here?
No, because next session is not the final session before the raid. So
Oh, okay, so we don't have to. I
the
understand.
mission, the I will say, and this is for all the players here, when we get to the Ausar raid mission, the final mission of the arc, I will only run if everybody is here, unless there's like gonna be like a 2-week break, because I really want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to be a part of that, because it's going to set up the rest of the game. Overall, though, I had a lot of fun. We'll have to I have to shake the rust off a little bit, so thank you guys for suffering through with me. As I said, everybody who's here right now, Quest passed out. We're gonna go raid. I can't raid, obviously.
Yeah.
We're gonna drag Quest's unconscious body with us over onto Yinf's channel while Fway,
Quest of Sleep,
myself,
slay some gods, baby.
yeah. Make sure you change his Fugi for us, Yin.
Yeah, I already did on my end. I can't change it for like his actual
Of
stream.
course you can't.
But let's say it's like 10-minute break before I start streaming because I gotta go pee.
Yeah, we're gonna do a 10-minute break, get everything ready, go check out
That's
Yin's
fine.
channel.
Remember, everyone, while we're here, because Quest can't turn off the stream, anyone remaining in this channel will still be heard on that stream.
Forever.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. People that aren't going to participate in that stream, well, I know in my case, I'm just going to leave and then watch through Yin's channel on Twitch.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah, what's up? Yeah, what's up?
I can't wait for the final raid session to be the thing, so I can yell, "I'll suck it out of there!
I'll suck it out of there! It's a tarp!
It's a tarp!
It's a tarp! Oh man. Regardless, again, Dungeon Lounge, thank you guys for raiding. We are still gonna be active here. I wonder if I can pin my own message. Pin. Here we go. Quest has fallen asleep. We dragged his unconscious body into at Yinf stream, and we'll be playing some Smite. Come check us out over there. I'm gonna have this.
I thought the game just said I won the 10 million gems. I was like, no way. I was like, this is like.
I have power.
Now he's back. So, I actually think I might dip because I have to do some more stuff. But if I don't end up joining this, you guys have fun, and thank you, of course, for game, Matt, as always.
Of course, thank you, my friend. I'm glad to get the dust off.
Yes, of course. And yeah. Again, if I don't pop in.
Yep.
Hey,
see you later then, Jake.
Again, yeah,
Hey,
you guys
Frey,
have
is
fun.
it
Yeah,
me?
take care. You guys have you guys have a
See
good
you
one.
guys.
Bye bye.
Bye. Hey, Frey, is it me or is that? Does that new Shinobi Slayer Tsukiyomi skin kind of look like someone's WoW rogue or something?
It
like
does
that?
look like someone's WoW rogue.
Or what was that demon class again?
Oh, the Demon Hunter? Yeah, he does use Feyblades.
Mm-hmm. Me wondering if Feyblades were actually historically viable in any way, shape, or form. Probably not.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I don't think that they were. I'll get them, don't worry.
I make.
Are you
What's it
sure?
called,
I can get it. I can get it.
Okay, alright, motherfucker. I mean, golly jeeps.
Oh, I got a shitload of gems just now. Neat.
Julian gets 10 million gems, logs in immediately.
Oh, is
Cool. All right. Bye, guys.
Sam also
I
playing or
can.
no?
I can.
If you want.
It's up to you.
It's up to you, mister.
what?
Your stream, your rules.
Yeah, my rule is, do you want to?
I could.
That doesn't answer my question.
I could.
Oh, no.
What?
Everybody.
Solely complimenting me on the image of being like, that actually blends well, what the fuck?
I hate it here.
Blends well.
There was funny to the apartment
I
empty.
do a lot of funny images you don't understand, Solely. Like, you probably have forgotten about the heckin' the Doku getting run over a car image.
Yes.
You're fucking whore. You're a monster!
Alright, before we go, I'm gonna post a shill tweet just to get out there and make sure.
Yeah, just give me a little bit, because I also need to find the one image about Doku getting hit by a car, and then I need to load up some stuff, and yeah, it's a thing. I'll be close to like page 3. Yeah, is that? Oh right, yeah, when Eugene doing his job stealing NFTs.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I wonder if somebody forgot about the time that I also made a fake mobile game.
I think he's awake.
Eugene right-clicking, now that's a novelty.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Ah!
He's not awake.
Too long.
No, he's still asleep.
do you mean I'm asleep? I stepped away.
No, you're asleep. Should go to bed.
No.
God damn it. Hello.
Oh, you might want to end your stream then.
Maybe so.
Uh,
All right.
What'd
then.
you go do, by the way?
I
Where
had to
were
step
you?
away because the rain is really picked up, and I had to bring some shit inside.
no, you're totally fine. Yeah, we ended up early today because we thought you fell asleep anyways, and yeah, no, it's all good. We were actually setting up for another Sleepy Quest stream, but once again we were too slow.
Well then.
I put myself in a lot of feminine roles, I realize.
Yes.
Yes, you are a lover of the Astolfo, indeed.
I will.
No,
delete-
what I mean is like the
Choke.
night shaft images. In the night shaft images, we have Quest being a plumber. We have